I believe God is love. He does not have love. God is love. Love is who he is. And so if love is a love without bounds, a love without condition, how do I build my children up to where they take what I'm saying off the pain and off the true life that I've been through and not hate white people? If we're able to learn and have conversations with people over time that shows us differently, that not everybody is like that, how do we honor the past and pour into our communities? But also, how do you have an unconditional love to somebody whose lineage have brutalized your people?
I can't have unconditional love. Not with them. I will not. There's no way I can trust white people enough to love them unconditionally. You have to prove your love for me. You have to prove your alignment with me. You have to prove your alignment with my people for me to even think about loving you or liking you or tolerating you. That's a fact. I'm with whatever. And when I say whatever, that means love or hate, because I'm willing to meet you in the middle of the field. You don't see what's going on in this country right now? They at war with us, my nigga. It's regular people out here that's just trying to make it. And you got these people looking like they want to be okay. Get them. What? I ain't got time for love. Why did we got time to be worried about loving them? We got to spend more time on loving each other, especially black men. Especially black men. We got to spend more time on celebrating our skin, our people, and build our communities. Fuck them. They the last thing on the list. I must say, I'm glad that it's a bunch of guys in the room today.
Okay.
Because, matter of fact, I have not introduced our guest from the Mind Bully. Matter of fact, where did I meet you at? I met you at...
We did Express Yourself, Black Man.
We both did Express Yourself, Black Man with Kizzle.
Yeah.
Did that episode come out yet?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, he said August, so hopefully.
So yours, and I think yours comes out before mine.
Yeah.
So Norense, right?
Yeah,
Norense.
Yes, sir.
Norense. Yeah, we met over there, and it was like, yo, you know what? Pull up on the show. You know Express Yourself, Black Man.
Yep.
He was on the show once or twice or some shit like that. I can't remember, years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think he even lives in New York no more.
Oh, okay.
I think he like comes here to record and then dips.
Yeah, I still follow him. I see his content. Yeah,
It's great content.
yeah, dope, bro.
I think we're gonna have an Express Yourself Black Man type of pod today.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Yesterday, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, my brother. I'm feeling good. Happy to be here.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Norense, how old are you?
30.
30. I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to do that to you. I know, we know, right? We're a little older. Do you think they feel the pressure we feel as black men at their age?
I would say no, only because obviously I've been their age before, and at that age I was fucking carefree. I was in the wind, boy. You know what I mean?
What do you perceive to be the difference between 30 years old black men and 50-year-old black men?
What I realized probably since around 45 is like, you know, your whole life up until that point, you kind of look into your parents, the elders, people that are in charge to kind of put things together, whether it be community, whether it be business-wise, family. And then at some point, probably around 45 is the turning point, I'm like, oh shit, like we the ones. Like we the ones that got to organize the family reunions. We the ones that got to be in charge of the block associations and the community organizations. We the ones that got to run the businesses, and we got to show up in so many different spaces as the responsible adult. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, yeah.
I seen somebody online like, yo, who gave me a kid?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their whole existence and safety is on me. Like I was just pouring cookie crumbs on niggas' hair and on the fucking train.
Yeah.
Oh shit. My mom. I gotta take care of her.
Right.
Like take care of her. Like
that too.
Like when I don't hear from them, I gotta make sure that they're safe. Go over there, check. Make sure the garbage is taken out. Make sure that they're healthy. Take them to the damn, like, you got to actually pay more attention, because when you're 30, your parents most times are closer to your age, 50. When you're 50, your parents are 70-something.
Older.
Whole different existence. You start realizing one day you're the core. You're the core. When you were growing up, they was the core.
Yep.
And now, you know what I mean? Like, she hit me like, oh, you know, can I get 50? Don't clip this. Don't clip. She hit me like, yo, you know, because, you know, she's on a Social Security.
Yeah.
No pension, just Social Security, whatever she gets for whatever. He's like, I need 50. I was like, yo, take this $400 here. You're not going to ask me for $50.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's like, no, I don't want you to be stressed out. Ma, you are I have to take care of you.
Right.
Yeah, like what are we saying? Like,
You understand what I'm saying? So, Norense,
Yeah.
I actually love your name. It's got to take me a second
I'm a Ninja boy.
to say it the right way.
Ninja. You
Norense, right?
say it with an accent. Norense, I always say, nah, is my name.
Norense, I say. Norense, what?
My parents say, Norense, I always say, nah. But
I love
Norense
that.
is my name. Yeah.
Wait, where you from?
Dallas, but Nigerian.
Nigga, don't.
Bro, I'm from Nigeria, but Dallas,
You can't
bro, both.
say that and then be like, I'm from Dallas.
But just say it correctly. But nah, I'm from Dallas. The youngest of 4 kids. My parents are from this city called Benin City in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And the history behind it is there is this kingdom of Benin. It was one of the major kingdoms of the world before our colonizers, the British, came in there and looted it. But that's personally the pride and the perspective that I have and I see life from is from my ethnic background.
Dope.
You trying to style on me?
I don't know what that is. What
Yo,
is
hold on. What this nigga? Hold on. He think.
nah.
Why you just did all that cultural shit just now? You know I'm Black American. I can't do that shit you just did.
Yeah, you can.
Nah, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
You can, though.
I'm fucking with you.
Ethnically though, what do
Yeah.
you
I've never done it because I'm scared of police. I've never done. I've never done the DNA shit. I'm scared of what they might do with it one day.
That was funny.
What you think they're gonna do with it?
I don't know.
I ain't never heard that in my life.
I'm scared.
Niggas, I don't want to find out.
I'm dead.
I've seen it on Dateline though. They could link you to crimes and shit based on who in your family has done a DNA test. They've done that.
I
Yeah,
asked
I've
that
seen that.
because
Yeah, I've seen that.
most of the people I've met here, because I'm from Dallas, I've been here in New York for a couple months now. They tell me, "Oh, I'm part Nigerian. I'm part Nigerian." I say, "How?" They pull out the 23andMe. I'm like, "Dang, that's tough." And so it
is
is
fire,
interesting.
though.
I didn't know that though.
Yeah, it is true. But my mom named me. I have an African name, right? And I love it. It fits me. I think it means laughter. It's funny, whatever.
Oh, they saying the mic's so low in the comments.
But yeah,
Okay.
but the ability to go back into where I'm from
Man,
and shit like that, yeah, that troubles me. The fact that I can't do that as a Black American,
you know
it does.
It's interesting you say that because for me, growing up in a house, the youngest of 4, I'm a twin. My older sisters are twins as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you have your experience, and many like me can relate when you're Nigerian in the household, but in the school you're trying to figure it out. Like I grew up around niggas, like
Right.
I'm a nigga.
Right.
But when you're quickly seen as different, awawa, gap tooth, African, you start thinking about yourself less than. Like I started trying to hide that side of my reality. You know, I grew up in a household that's a religious background that loved the Lord and walking towards those things in life. But I would put that down when I'm at school and I was in gangs. I did the wrong things growing up. And it's only until I found an orange ball. And when I picked up the orange ball, the game of basketball, nobody picked at me. The girls like it. I'm going to throw my identity into that. I'll pause there because there's something that you said about the ethnic background side. It's even now that I have a challenge with this, bro. It's because this is different. I'm gonna turn it this way, but I get so tired when we have conversations, even within us or in society or online, when we talk about the Black community, as if we're just a monolith, as if, we all think the same. There's Black Indians, there's Black Haitians, there's Black Nigerians, there's Black African Americans. We all have different experiences.
Right.
And so like from my background to getting picked on in school, now I'm just supposed to close my mouth and just act like, what does that even mean to be a Black person in society in America? I'm just interested in having those conversations. But for me personally, I'm a believer, and I don't like to say, because again, I grew up religious, but then I believe when I played professional, I got hit with that Mack truck, and that Mack truck is Jesus Christ. I had a personal encounter. And I say that because before I even put on that I'm from Dallas, Texas, I always say in my podcast, 6'9", beautiful Ninja boy. Before all of that, I was a child of God. So my ethnic background, my nationality, that has nothing to do with my identity. And so I get, it's dehumanizing is what it is when we say, oh, you're black. And so we only think one way. No, we are intelligent young men that have perspective in life, and we're allowed to speak and grow and give ourselves permission to grow and talk about other things. So
yo, I'm just gonna go pick up my check. He could just talk. I don't need to be here. He could. You want to just talk for 2 hours?
No. I like these conversations.
No, it's perfect. This nigga, y'all don't need me. You want to drink? We started one place. I want to get back to that, and then I want to have that conversation that you're talking about with the diaspora for a second and the identity here. But let's talk about you and yesterday being 30. What do you perceive to be the difference between you at 30 and the stresses that you may have as a black man here? I don't know if you live in New York now. I believe you live in New York now. And what you might perceive us to have at 50.
I think everybody's experience is different, right? So we're all gonna have different things that we're challenged by. But I think the main difference, as far as somebody that's 30 and somebody that's 50, I think, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I think when you're 50, I think you are who you are, right? I think you are. It's pretty much set, right? There's always room for growth. There's always room for development, but it's pretty set. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're just fine tuning and sharpening up some things. But the structure is pretty built. I think when you're in your 30s, that's like the last stages of that shaping phase, right? So I don't want to say one is more difficult than the other, but I think the challenges are different because I think when you're older, you're kind of more set, and it's kind of like, all right, how can I wrap this story up, right? How can I sharpen these ends up? How can I make sure the kids, the family moms, right? I got to now become the parent. You know what I'm saying? The parent to the parent. I got to be the parent to the kids, my wife or my partner. So I have to be that role. But I think when you're in your 30s, that is in front of you still, but also who you are, who you're gonna be. That next move is that life decision. Is that gonna turn you this way? Is that gonna, you know what I'm saying? What's gonna determine your money? What's gonna determine your love shit? What's gonna determine your friendships? Who's gonna be in your life? Who's not gonna be in your life? How much family do you have? So all of those questions are still swirling, and those are things that you're still figuring out. You wake up tomorrow and, oh damn, I don't got that same friend. Oh damn, I don't got that same this. I'm not saying that doesn't happen when you're older, but I think
it happens a lot more when you're older. But I still respect what you're saying.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like both things can happen.
I got friends that's passed.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Natural causes at this age. I've got friends that passed. And you're just like, what? Like, Nick, that was it?
Yeah, and that's a part of the thing now. It's a part of when you're younger, it's, accidents and things like that. But when you're older, it's like, naturally, or there was complications, or it was this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just a part of it. It's not even like, oh, that's something outlandish. That's just like, getting down to the percentage. If I got 10 friends, you know what I'm saying? Some of those percentages is going to fall through at a certain point, right? And that's just the life portion. So that's my perspective.
You mentioned something earlier is about, or both of you guys, about putting your families in position, your mom and your dad, and making sure, like, it's on you now. You mentioned, I have a kid, I think you said. And, I would be remiss to not say that, man, it is totally different. 20 years in the gap of like what you guys have been able to live life and see. And so, yes, our experiences are different. It's challenging, though, for me, though, because I personally believe I've seen a lot of life. 6 to 8, I was sexually assaulted by older women in my life. It made me feel less than, insignificant, a lack of purpose, a lack of worth. I was without my father for 10 years of my life. He was in Nigeria. He tried to come back over. They took his visa for 10 years. I mentioned earlier that I'm a twin, and like I did the gangs and the trials in school and all those different things. And I think we all have those different experiences. But I say that because, I went to Texas Tech and I played. And long story short, I lost 2 of my family members. They got hit by an 18-wheeler when they came to watch me play. Last year was the worst year of my life. I lost my sister at the age of 33 to acute leukemia after 3 days before We're at a family reunion in Houston, Texas. She had just got behind the mic and told my whole family with tears in her eyes that she beat breast cancer. How did she lose her life 3 days later? I lost my grandmother. Yeah, and I've seen all of this. And I'm saying that because, man, we all experience life in our different ways. And when you're at that stage where you're at your sister's funeral and you're looking at her casket and family from all over are watching you, and all I could say, bro, tears in my eyes, it shall end in praise. 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 And I'm saying that because I was angry, but I know that there's purpose behind what has happened. And so it's crazy because even an hour later, my sister, my brother, because my sister's a twin and her late sister's up there speaking, my twin brother's speaking, and all I could do is pray because it's like, how can I even talk? Fast forward this year, 2 weeks ago, we did a 1-year memorial. I'm behind the mic. And I created this video. The hardest video I've ever had to do in my life is tell her story. 23 minutes of like the craft that she did and spoken word and all this stuff. All that to say, bro, that's why I like these conversations because, bro, we all see life no matter how long you've been here. Again, there's respect to those that's gone before me like I do. And that's why I'm curious about these conversations. But, man, when you're at the age of 30 and God allows us to go through life, not just for us, but for those after us. And so I know I open the door to my life with my platform. I share the real, like people say, oh, the most confident thing a man can do is to be transparent and be vulnerable about the taboo topics. Like for me, I don't think it's no longer taboo, in my opinion, to talk about mental health. For me, it's taboo to talk about Christ or talk about God or talk about the bigger questions. I always say we all have 5 questions in life that we ask ourselves, whether we consciously know it or not. It's number 1, it's where am I from? It's the question of source, origin. Number 2, why am I here? It's the question of purpose. Number 3 is what can I do while that I'm here? It's the question of potential. Where am I going? Number 4 is the question of destination. Number 1 is the most question we all ask ourselves. It's number 5, who am I? It's the question of identity. And I mentioned earlier, I'm identified with the kingdom of heaven has arrived that Lord Jesus Christ said. It's not a religious term. It's who I know I am from Genesis. And so I say all that to say, bro, like when you are looking at life, bro, I'm not interested in casual in this stage of my life. I'm not interested. I'm interested in the freedom and liberation of my people, black men, black women, people in general, because again, black is just an identifier. What is freedom? Is it, money? Is it sex? Is it drugs that we use to suppress what we're actually going through? Or is it the weekends that we use for relief? Or is it actually tackling the real questions? And when you have real questions, you ask God, he has real answers. And so that I'm interested in curious, inquisitive people that like are tired of just pushing down how they feel. It's like, okay, this is what it is. A friend called me literally last night. She said, I want to jump off. I want to take my life. But it's crazy. A friend called her as she was doing that and said the same thing. You know what she did? That friend drove to her house in Virginia in the PG County area and she stayed there. She's speaking over her and all these different things. She's like, Norense, why don't I ever get to have that moment for myself? I said, God got a purpose on your life. It's very clear. And so each and every one of us is very clear. I don't know what y'all been through, but
have you had that? A person call you and say that they was
that
just happened to you last night?
That was to her last night, but I've had that. Yeah.
Have y'all had that? One of your friends, one of our friends hit me and said they wanted to take their life.
Wow.
I did not know how to get off the phone. Like I was on the phone and didn't know how to end that conversation. I was just on the I can't get off. I'm here.
Right.
You just talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. You know what I mean? Because I don't, the finality of hanging up that phone call.
Yeah.
I was not comfortable with that, right? And then it's funny when Norense said, I want to say it again. Norense.
No, Norense, you're good.
Norense said, by the way, when you build your church, I'll be there. Life happens to all of us. No matter what, bro. No matter what a person looks like, what they got going on, life happens. Is there such a thing as a perfect life? What's the perfect life to you? What's the perfect life to you?
Shit. Yeah, I don't think there is a perfect life. I mean, you could get it as perfect as possible. Just having great moments with family, friends, having a purpose-filled life, where things just seemingly come together. I would say like a perfect life is almost like where you create like a vision for your life and a path for your success, and you like exceed it beyond your wildest dreams. Like, you know,
That's
you
dope.
ever hear like celebrities in interviews like, yo, never in a million years would I have imagined that I've achieved all of these and surpassed all my goals. I would say that could be a part of a perfect life, but besides that, you need health, you need family, you need love, like everything gotta be clicking. You know what I mean?
Yes. What do you think?
I don't really believe in that word. I don't believe in a perfect word. I don't believe in perfect. So I believe that across the board. So I think perfect love or perfect life. I think if things are perfect, then it's like, where's the, you know, where's the source at? Because if it's perfect, you know, if I just get everything, if everything is on the money,
That sounds boring, right?
yeah, there's no like, where am I learning? Where am I growing? Where am I finding things out? If I just have everything and everything goes right. So I think the best case scenario, I think, is the life where you get up every day and you know that you tried your best, and the people around you have tried their very best. And I think sometimes that's all you can ask for, because things are not going to be perfect. You're not always going to have your way, and things are not going to be in your favor. But if you wake up every single day and know that you gave your best, I think in the end, that's all you could really ask for. And that's what you could ask for somebody, right? Because you're not going to be perfect every day. You're not going to be on the money every day. But I know if that you tried,
I think y'all
I think I'm okay.
I think
with
y'all are
that.
nailing it, right? And I'm gonna let Norense finish us off. But for me, pause. I'm sorry I did that. I had to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I watched this movie the other day, maybe a week, 2 weeks ago. It's an old movie. It's called Big Fish, right?
Okay.
This is white dude, and he like travels the world. Things keep happening to him. Like, I don't know, he steps in the water and the alligator chews his leg off. But through that, he develops the first mechanical leg and changes the lives of mad kids across the world through that, right? And then in that, whatever that happens, something else happens. Bad.
He used that pitfall
right?
for
But
another.
and it continuously sees the purpose or the upside of whatever he's going through and affects positivity to the next person and to the next person and to the next person. But and none of these actual things that I'm talking about happened in the movie. It was a great movie. But at the end of it, through all the trials and tribulations this man went through, he had affected all of these different people. He had built a legacy of positivity, of helping, nurturing, you know what I mean? And he was celebrated. Yet, when he was going through it, there was nothing but like, yo, what the fuck? Why am I here?
Yeah.
What, you know what I'm saying? Why now? What this? What, you know, what's the lesson in this? And I think that's to me, the epitome of a perfect life for me, right? My man called me the other day and he was like, yo, my lady left me or whatever. And I was on the phone with him for a minute and I'm talking to him. Me and him ain't really friends though. We've met. It's like me and him. And he just happened to have my number. And he called me and we was on the phone for like 45 minutes. It was raining and shit. I'm just sitting in the car. And he was like, yo, what made you talk to me this long? And I was like, I think that's my purpose, bro. That's my purpose, bro, is to spread that to other people that need. Like, what else are we doing on this fucking planet? What is the purpose of all of this?
Yeah.
Right? If you're not helping grow, like if you plant something, we gotta really think about this shit. This whole shit that we're doing this world is crazy. But really, you could take a fucking seed from this and put it in the dirt and water it, and life just happens.
Yeah.
Or me and this person bond, not you because you don't have a uterus, but me and this person bond, and a baby come out, life come out.
Yeah.
Like that's really the purpose here on this earth, and I don't think that we really understand that. We watching social media and all this negativity all day, and it's like, what the fuck is y'all even talking about?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Even in friendships too. Like you can give life to, you know what I'm saying?
You
Even
really
in that
can.
way. Yeah. You know, before
I was watching Rel.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Give me 1 second. Rel did millions of views on his pod recently, one after the other, right? And he came to me. When he came to me, me and Rel are family, but we didn't really be around each other. And I was like, bro, I want you to be part of my community. whatever I can do to help you, that's all the things that I can give. Right? You come sit here, and I don't want to be on your show. I want to be behind the scenes so that they know you. Because if I'm there, because I'm so popular, they're going to think of me all the time.
Why is
I
that?
want them to see you.
Why is that so important?
What?
Because there's a lot of people that have success and they've built their platform, and you almost see each other as competition. I talked to him about I played sports, and that's competition. Where does that come from?
What's that? The competition part?
No, for you, like wanting somebody to do well and succeed, because as a man, it's part of us are wired to kind of grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. How do you see somebody while you're trying to ascend as well and pick them up?
It's probably come from trauma, to be honest. It probably come from wanting love, right? Your things that you been through, and these are things I don't read much. I know you do, but things that you've been through, and I'm not mocking you. I'm impressed. Like if I keep throwing jabs, it's because I'm impressed. I just want to let you know that I'm dead ass. I'm dead coming to your church. But I think that things that you've been through, they form your values as you get older, right? And so maybe me wanting love, once I get to a certain place in life, I'm able to transfer that into giving love. And then I find what I was looking for in the gift rather than the yearning for it, right?
I love it because I'm the same way. I think, growing up, I talked about kind of sexual assault and without my father, and so I thought I was insignificant, less than. I put my everything in the game of basketball, and so I'm a twin. So 2013, my twin brother went to Texas Tech. He's a doctor now, and I went to a prep school. Long story short, a month, honestly, weeks out before signing day, I went to this prep school. I was killing. I played this national schedule, and I still had no offers. I remember sitting like this with one of my boys in his dorm room, and we was just laughing like, bro, we came out here from Texas, like we wasted our time. Like what we on? All of our friends are in college right now. And he was just like, bro, above us is the film room. If we go in that film room, we take the tapes, what could happen if we just send them out, like we highlight tapes to every school in the country? Bro, we literally spent the whole night doing that. And I'm telling you, like, every school, like every high major, I was getting hit up within hours. Texas Tech, the coach at the time, Tubby Smith, he flew from Lubbock, Texas to where I was at in Florida. And then I had an offer in 2 days. And I'm saying that because, like, that strive, that going. I went through that stage. And when it almost is checked off to where, I placed myself in this identity, and now I'm getting rewarded from like the game of basketball. Texas Tech, I have an offer, and then I'm starting my freshman year. Fast forward to the Final Four. We played on the final Monday night. We lost to Virginia in overtime in 2019. You go to next year, you play with the Phoenix Suns, then the Suns G League. You go overseas. I'm in this 3-story house, the most money I've ever seen. Broza Bamberg is at the time. It's like the Lakers of that region, like two, and it was a lot. And so in Germany at the time during COVID, I'm sitting there with everything I ever thought I wanted. I had a Puma deal at the time. I'm looking at my friends online, 9 hours away from family. And I'm like, they actually think that I'm successful, but I feel like I'm sinking. I was the worst I've ever been. All the stories from childhood start coming up because I'm in this 30-day period to where my coach, if anybody knows overseas basketball, he's the coach and the GM. And so it's problematic when you have two Americans that make all the money. What happens when one of the Americans gets hurt? He's trying to force that contract in to get somebody in that can actually play. And so unfortunately, it was me. I was 30 days without that in between teams during COVID, and it's snowing and it's crazy outside. So I was locked out of the gym. And in my head, the question becomes, who are you if you are not what you do? Who are you when you cannot perform? I couldn't be the captain of the team. I couldn't work for my worth. I was literally in what I thought I wanted, and I had to face me. Bro, my mom, she sent me like a sermon. Bro, and it's even crazy because I see all this stuff like intimacy and bro, I had just flown a supermodel, a supermodel from Switzerland, bro. And I'm talking about like, we had just got physical. And like it was water, it was crazy, right, bro?
And not holy water.
And I'm sitting there like I don't feel anything.
Yeah,
I don't care about any of this.
Been there. Yep.
And so my mom, she sends me this text, bro, out of the blue, and it was about some like African American pastor, old dude. Like I resonated. He was talking about like the battle between the mind, the battle of the mind, and how like our thought life and how the word of God can be our armor for these negative thoughts that were coming. I never dealt with suicidal ideation until then. I never dealt with like because I also had a concussion at the time, so I was popping pills just to feel okay. Like I never went through that. But when you're over there and you there's people talking in German and Dutch and you don't even understand what they're saying, and this coach, you're going 3 times a day, he's saying these negative, nasty, we don't wear do-rags in Europe, all this like prejudice, like you start believing it. And all those things are coming. Now I look at it, it's a spiritual attack. And I say that because, bro, I don't even know how I got on this, but bro, when you are going through real life and you're in these moments where everybody thinks you're shining, again, it goes to, oh, how come I'm smiling in public and sinking in private? What do you do? What is the question that you do? What are the questions that you ask yourself? And so literally you said something I wanted to zero in on. Yeah, the people pleasing aspect, because I still see that inside of me a little bit. Like when I post and the competitor side is, okay, I don't need the game of basketball anymore. I built this platform. I'm doing these shows, all this. Sometimes it's like people please. I want to feel that worth, but I have to check myself and say, hey, bro, before I can even speak, before I can even shoot a basket, I'm valuable, I'm loved, I'm special to Father God. My father says before the foundation of the world, he knew me, he framed me, he formed me to be in the image of his dear son. And he proved it. He says, hey, I love you and I prove it. I got it back in blood. I'll give my son for you. And it's interesting, bro, whenever I'm in my head about, bro, like, I don't know what to do, or now I just moved to New York, man, the sublet ended 31st. What God shows up, bro. He shows up in my life. And so I'm passionate about these conversations, and to know, like, I asked you the question, why do you care so much? And you mentioned childhood. I resonate with that as well. But it's like, how do we go forward and serve from a position of not of what we need, but what we know they need? And it almost looks like the same, but for me, it's really rooted in a conversation that I have daily with Christ.
I think it's the God in you, though. I really do believe, like, yo, we are natural healers too. Like at 50-something years old right now, and I don't know it's because I have children. I'm literally, I feel good touching. That was about to be bad. I feel good helping people, bro. It feels good. Like I've done all the fucking everybody. I've done all the getting money and all that. I've done all of that. There's no worth in that to me, like, no more. It really isn't. Like, when I look around and I'm able to see love from the people I'm around, and I'm able to say, I remember when I got in my cousin's life here, and I looked at him and I could see that he was hungry and he just needed a chance. 2 years later, he's on his bop. And I would think that because of my involvement in his life, he's able to move in the ways that he's wanted to move, but just needed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny that you said that. When you was getting dressed, I spoke about that. He had asked me, why do I want to be involved here, right? And he was like, something already established, what makes you want to be involved? And I told him, I said, I was at a point in my life where I was at one of the worst, right? I had just got out of that accident, right? And at that point, I was trying to figure out where I was about to go, right? What my career looked like, what my work situation looked like, my money, my family, right? My aunt that had just passed, so everything is seemingly crumbling in my life. And I don't know if I've ever told you this, Tahoe, but that year in 2024, January, I had made a plan, right? So, that's when I was doing a lot of shit on Twitter, right? So we used to talk and shit a lot on Twitter. And I said to myself, I was like, I'm going to like work myself up over here. And in like October, November, I'm going to hit Tahoe up and tell him, and present myself to him in a certain type of, and let him know that I want to be a part of this. And you hit me up in April. In April, you hit me up and said, yo, send me a number. And when you did that, that was the moment that I realized that, like you say, oh, God is watching me, and this is the moment, right? This is I had put out an album a little bit before that called More Ready Than Ever, and that's what it was about. It was about being ready no matter when it comes. You're not gonna know when the opportunity gonna come, but if you're ready for it, you don't have to go and get ready. So when he hit me up and you said that and we spoke, that's why even coming here, I approached everything like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you say, I'm gonna just rock with you. Because not only do I trust you and I respect what you do, but this don't just happen like this, right? And especially with me thinking that before and then you doing it, it's like, this is supposed to happen. Yeah. But I have to come here and I have to be willing to get better, be willing to learn, and, you know, take what is shown to me. So, you know, and I always say that, and everybody I've said that to, I don't know if I've ever said that to you directly, but that.
No, you never said that.
Yeah, but that was the case.
Mm-hmm. I felt it, right?
Yeah,
I could see it. Like, yo, this nigga's hungry. And I got an abundance. Why not spread it around to the people around me?
Yeah,
This nigga took care of me. I learned from him. I didn't have that. I had sharks around me, bro. And I wanted to be around the sharks. And then I kind of was that way with people that liked me around. I was so confused when I was young, but whatever. But he showed me love. Like, openly love. Like, yo, you want a piece of this sandwich? Niggas wasn't doing that. When I grew up, they wasn't doing that. You know what I mean? Niggas eating in front of you and you starving. Bone, you know what I mean? Bones touching, ribs touching. And he would be like, yo, here, yo, I got this juice. Here, get a cup. Pour some of his juice and yo, here. Like, what the fuck? So I took to that because that's love. And I guess when I started thinking about who I wanted to be that. I wanted to represent that. That feels good to me. You know what I'm saying?
What made
also
you,
having kids.
Yeah, because again, you just said it. That's not normal for, you know, if you were around people that just take, they were not giving you. It's foreign when you're around somebody that's giving. That's why I'm like, where did that for you? How did that start?
It probably just started in my home, my family. You know what I mean? Got an older brother and both my parents together. There was a lot of love in the family, and everybody took care of me. You know what I mean? Being the youngest, I was the youngest cousin and everything. So I guess it was just natural for me to just show love because that's what I always received. People always took care of me. I just thought it was normal. You know what I mean? And it's like Tahoe said, when you feel like there's abundance, and even if it's not like physical or financial abundance, but just like energy, love, and generosity, like I've always been a generous person because I've always been blessed with enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it is. It's beautiful to know that I can give from a place that maybe I don't have it all, but I can serve and I can pour into somebody because I know that it's possible to have that. I like what you said. It's beautiful, honestly, because we had this conversation before we started, and
That's
just to pull it full circle.
And I never heard him say that before.
Yeah, he.
That's nuts.
And I think even a platform or to curate a space to make it possible for him to even say that is everything as a man. And so,
damn, we've been here for a half.
I'm kind of cooking a little bit. It's cooking.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
What the hell is we
wok,
doing right
I don't know. The wok is on high right now.
I do want to ask a question though.
Talk to me.
When I was growing up, we did a lot of the things. A lot of the things that I hear from my brothers that live here that are not Black American. The African booty scratcher, you mad dark skin. Remember Fatima from Bronx Heights?
Yeah.
She's so dark, she purple.
bro,
It's crazy. Blue, black, that type of
Blue, black, limousine tint.
now it's cool. Now Afro beats is cool. It's popping now.
Right. But
Interesting.
Interesting. Look at you
Yeah.
niggas now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's true. Like, we really did a lot, right? And so I do want to speak about the experience. And you say that you don't like the diaspora wars, like, or do you feel a pride in saying, yeah, I'm here now. Now y'all like me.
Beautiful. It's a paradox. It's both like, yeah, like you want to pop your chest out to be like, oh, we was the laughing stock. I had to S-curl to the point of, man, I kind of want my hair to look curly too. I was doing that, but then now it's like, oh, it's actually cool
Like
to accept.
fucking with your identity, like you want it to be.
It's like, I would look in the mirror and say, I like me. And then you hear negative. Then you hear one of these dudes, his name was Cedric Holmes when MySpace came out. He was this light skinned, tall. I told him, I'm like, damn, like, basically that was the image everybody wanted to be like. And for me, I didn't understand it. and I was fighting against it. Like I would always be the one in class making jokes, but then back home I'm like, damn, like it's wrong to be Nigerian. It's wrong to be darker. It's wrong. Like that was playing in my head. And so it's interesting now when you ask the question, yeah, I'm popping it, but also it's to honor your differences because God made you and he placed, like for me, I'm Nigerian, but I'm not just Nigerian. And I found that out when I was in 5th grade. I'm on stage because one of my cousins, he was friends with this comedian. And I was behind the mic in 5th grade and I'm thinking, I don't know nothing about Nigeria. They're like, where are you from? I said, I'm from the USA. And they start laughing like nigga, basically like, nigga, you don't think we know what that is? Ignorant, like where are you? And I was like, I'm from Texas. And all the while I was like, dang, so I don't fit in here. They're clearly making fun of me here. Then back home, I don't fit in. You just feel like an alien. I'm saying that to say, God made me Nigerian, but he also made me in the city, Fort Worth, Texas. Hell you talking about? All blacks, no Mexicans. Hell you talking about? That's how he made me too. And so it's to embrace every side, every facet to you, but not think that's you. Those things may be ways that I'm able to express myself culturally, but that's not my identity. And so I'm at the place of you honor all the lived experiences that you went through. You be loud. I always say I teach people who I am. I preach. Sometimes I use words. Sometimes it's with my life. But we're able, as we confront life together audaciously with audacity, it's beautiful because we can see the differences and respect each other that way.
What about the women?
When
Do you see a difference in the way they handle you, whether it's Black American, Nigerian, dark skin? Like, do you feel fetishized? Do you feel like it's changed from young to now?
Beautiful question, because I'll answer it in a different way. I grew up in a religious household, and the first girl that I ever kind of talked to, she was Nigerian, and this was like my junior year. Long story short, my household she was a cheerleader, and she would drop me off. Picture me just scoring 25. She dropped me off. They go to the party. I can't do nothing because that's the household I grew up in. But in Texas Tech, it's West Texas, 5 hours away from the Metroplex in DFW. And the pigmentation was not there. It was all white. And so it's interesting when I go into a lecture hall and there's 500 students in the class and the professor's like, okay, you guys have a project. You need one partner. And I look to my right and there's this girl like doing the whole, you want to be partner? And I'm just like, bro, I'm an athlete. I have my headphones in. I'm like, sure. Bro, we walk out and I'm going left because I'm going to the library that's like on the left and she's going straight. She's like, where are you going? Don't you live Carpenter Wells over here? And in my head, I'm like, how do you know where I live?
Right.
But now I know I'm an athlete. Everybody knows where the athlete lives. And so we go to my apartment and I'm in the living room like this, taking everything out. I'm literally don't know what's about to go down because I've never even, And so I'm taking everything out. She goes through our apartment. I live with 3 other teammates. She's like, whose room is this? Whose room is this? She gets to my room. I have this big Julius Erving jersey on and just different things. And she's asking so many questions, touching stuff. And she's like, come in here. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I go in there and and it's the first time I've ever went in there. Yeah. And she was white. And I say that because fast forward to years later in Dallas, I go to this random spot and this girl, Black American, African American girl, she said, oh, you fine, but it looked like you only like white girls. And so in that moment, full circle, I'm like, what do you want me to say? No, I don't like white girls. You like me. I like. Yeah. And so it's like something that I can't say, I feel, bro, the first time I lost my virginity to a white girl. I went to school in a college full of white girls. I'm an athlete. The athletes that were around or the people around the athletes were white women. And so it's like, of course, I like all women. I like all flavors. Anything that's universally beautiful, hello, what's happening? You got to love the Lord Jesus Christ. But what am I saying? I'm saying it's interesting now. Again, I get this whole the diaspora wars in a different way, even with relationships. I don't like it, bro. I don't care if you blue, black, white. If you love what I love, which is Christ, and if you are a great person, let's have a conversation. And so that's kind of my standpoint now.
Do you not? I hate that. I know they're going to try to clip this. So I want to make sure that we see the right thing, that we say the right things here, right? Do you not understand the relationship between white women and black men historically here in this country?
Yes, I do. I do.
And why that's irritating to black women when they see black men? Because I feel like they think, for one, the relationship between black men and black women in this country seems to be strained, right? It seems to be strained, especially on social media. So what happens is you have black men who are irritated or frustrated or whatever, going at black women, judging black women, talking down on black women, and then bigging up other cultures, right? Especially specifically white women, right? And then in their lust for white women, they say, I don't fuck with, I'm fucking with her because I don't fuck with black women. In that conversation, it gets lost that some people grew up around white women. That's just their environment. It's just what was there, right? And so the conversation gets lost. That's why I said I want to make sure that we understand.
Yeah.
That's just what your environment was.
Right.
It's not that you went chasing after that
And-
or you preferred that. That's just what your environment was.
And I'll say something, not to cut you off. Go ahead.
Do you not feel, as a big black N-word,
Yeah, big.
that you could have been being fetishized by these white women?
I like.
Especially as an athlete.
Man.
Because they say they plan on y'all niggas. They watch y'all niggas.
You're right, and that's a possibility. I don't personally. My take is I don't like to think about that, because if I walk back to my experience, nigga, the girls in my school who I thought was fine was sisters that didn't like me. The white one did not like me. So it's like, okay, now I'm at this point in my life where it's okay, the glow up, if one wants to say, now y'all like, now I can only say, well, I didn't have that experience. And so for me, even my cousin, he married a white woman. One of my friends married a white woman. One of my white friends married a black woman. I've seen so much mixed culture in this stage. Right. It's like, bro, how dare people online tell other people that they don't even know their context, how to live based on your own experience, whether it's fear, all is valid, granted. But as a big man, a full big age, I know, okay, when I'm online, I have no idea what this person has been through. So again, I'm not going to put them in a category that's dehumanizing. Black, white, I'm not going to put them in a category based on my own experience and tell them how they should be seeing life and how we can. No, like, I'm going to let that person be. But when we have that's why conversation is everything to me, because, bro, if you're not able to have a conversation without your own preconceived notions on why somebody is the way they are, you don't care about that person. And like you said earlier, that's not love. Love is actually, okay, I'm going to investigate this. We can talk about this. I'm not just going to, come with fear and fight for my stance. Bro, love is like, I could be wrong. Inform me on your perspective. And so for me, bro, unapologetically, I'm at this stage where, bro, love who you love, but don't be, there is a point, I get what you're saying. There is a point where I've had friends like, bro, you all jolly because you got your little token white girl. Chill out. You all jolly. Like, I got crazy. Even my sister. She's like, why? Is she white? I said, yeah, she white, and I'll have that conversation because I'm like, okay, Etin is her name. She's white, but why do you always ask that? Well, I blocked it, black home, and you're all good. She wasn't a good person either. So like, that's not love, and we have to be able to challenge ourselves. Go ahead.
Anybody?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I've always been the type where I like who likes me. You know what I mean? I've never, Tahoe known me since I've never been the type to really be aggressive or approach a girl unless I knew that she liked me or something. And I understand, that resonates with me because I could understand, like, yo, if the black women my age ain't checking for me in high school or college and the white women are, it's like,
you supposed to be, nope,
yeah.
black only. It don't make sense.
Yeah. But this goes back into the point where I feel like black women are more tied to the struggle and holding up the culture than black men choose to be. Not saying that we don't suffer from it, but do we make easy choices when it comes to that? For instance, I just, what do y'all think? Because
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say black women don't choose white men sometimes, but I think that they're more connected to the things that they've done to them and the harm or the building up of the black community than black men can choose to be. I hate to say
you
that.
bring a beautiful perspective, and I'll let you go just
I hate to
to
say
chime in, because my sister kind of agrees with some of those sentiments, and when she says it, I listen. Because she's like, "No, I'm a black woman," and I can kind of see that.
Right.
Interesting.
Right. But why is that choice? Why don't we?
I think it goes back to what you said earlier about the putting the other side down. I think when we have these conversations, I think we hear black men a lot say, "I'm with this person because of all of the negative stuff about this person." And I guess with black women and white men, it's just like, yo, he makes me happy. He does this. He has shown me this. Yo, I've had this experience. He showed me this experience. It's not always black men. You know what I'm saying? So I think from when you start on that base, it's always going to be negative. You know what I'm saying? As black men saying, yo, black women, anything negative is never going to land good. Especially when you're saying, well, all of the black women stuff is negative, but the other side is plus.
Crazy.
Just that, that setup is just never going to be good. And especially when you're explaining it that way, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're not being graceful or trying to bring people along with understanding, right? So I think, go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I have a question, and I want to be gentle when I ask it.
You don't have to.
We can totally abort, right? We can totally abort this. If I'm wrong from asking this, throw me out the window.
We'll swing it. We'll just swing it.
Pineapple. As a Nigerian man, and you have, I would assume, a connection to the Nigerian culture.
Yep.
Somewhat. I don't like saying African culture because there's so many different cultures over there. You can't really say African culture, right? But you're somewhat connected, and you know way more than me. You're in the circles that hear the talk or to hear whatever of history of the culture.
Yeah.
Are Nigerians, quote unquote, or parentheses Africans, as tied to the harm of slavery as Black Americans?
Yeah, and it's a beautiful question, because I think there's this idea that slavery is a deeper conversation, but slavery happens today in Nigeria. Today,
What?
Yes. Slavery happens today in Nigeria. And it could be black on black slavery. It's today. And so I'm saying that because there's this idea that slavery in America is, yes, it's a different experience. And again, no slight to what somebody's life and what their lineage has actually been through at the hands of slavery in America. That's a huge thing. But I'm saying in Africa, there's another type of hierarchy, and there's another type of slavery and bondage that people are still under as well. And so that's why I say, like, these preconceived notions that we have about our own experience, I don't tend to like that. I tend to conversate and have the conversations based on what you've actually been through, not what you've read. But even what you've read, because you weren't here, that's valid for your experience. But also, okay, let's look at another person from another culture and be able to ask questions like you just did on what they went through. So again, like, bro, there's tribalism in Nigeria. There's slavery till today in Nigeria. There's in a lot of these, and I don't even like this, third world countries, there's a lot of that brutalization and so that's even a deeper conversation that I have with even friends that I grew up with me, that now they read a lot and say, oh, we're different. I'm like, yeah, we're different. But like, bro, nigga, we grew up on the same, what you talking about? I was like, and so it's interesting. It's a different experience, but there is some of that in Nigeria.
I'm conflicted with your answer, because the transatlantic slave trade, to me, affected Black Americans, Caribbean Americans, anybody of color in such a horrendous fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even able to compare what's going on in Nigeria right now. I have no idea. But the idea of when you said, yo, what happened to you today? It's like, bro, can you imagine 4 or 5 generations of your people? And, I work sanitation, bro. I found a steel shoe today. A shoe. It's a steel shoe. I'm like, who the fuck wore this? It's a shoe. It's like it's size a 10 and a half. It's steel. And it made me think of slavery, bro. It made me think, imagine that on your raw foot. And it had a clamp, right? But the clamp was, I'm gonna be honest, the clamp was made out of like plastic. But imagine that as steel. Imagine the clamp as steel and a steel shoe. And that's how you walk. And the chains are steel, so it's taut, right? It's very like ching ching. There's no give. Imagine that being your existence for 400 years.
Yeah.
Not only your legs, but your wrist or your neck. I myself have never been through slavery, obviously. And I think my family comes from Grenada, Panama, Barbados, Aruba.
Yeah.
So I don't even think I was closely tied to what happened here in America. But I feel it when I look at white people. I feel it. I dead feel that shit. Every time I look at them like, yo, y'all dead thought that was okay. That wasn't okay.
Yo, that reminds me, I was just watching this clip from John Hope Bryant. Y'all know who that is? He's like a financial guru kind of guy, black man. And he was talking about black Americans have self-esteem problems. We have low self-esteem because of the transatlantic
I think I
slave
saw that.
trade,
Yeah.
right? And because being transported here and being in the system, and even years apart from, like generations away from it, it still gets passed down. We came into a system with white supremacy, and slave masters did so much to break us down, break down the family, and so we don't look at ourselves as on the same equal footing.
We're not whole. We're
Right.
not whole.
Yeah.
He compared it to Africans and Caribbean blacks, and they have higher self-esteem generally. All of these are generalizations,
yeah.
because you still lived in a country where your dentist was black, your accountant was black, your teacher was black. You know what I mean? And like my parents in Jamaica, they grew up the same way. Like everybody's black there, so you're gonna have a higher self-esteem because you see yourself in higher places, where in America, the black Americans were always looked at less than, and the white folks were on a pedestal, so to speak, right? And he mentioned that the black Americans have higher confidence, but the non-black Americans have higher self-esteem. And if we could figure out a way to
Why is that?
increase our self-esteem. So the confidence comes from black Americans' confidence comes from like America being like not a third world country, being more advanced. We have more access to things. We're more confident in the arts and in even intellectual spaces because America has more resources and things like that. You know what I mean? So we have more ability to move and shake, and so we're more confident.
Like we American. Like we
Exactly,
American.
right?
And
It's the cockiness.
And,
It's the
and
confidence.
arrogance almost,
Arrogance,
right?
right.
But we don't have the self-esteem. And that's why Caribbean Americans, Africans can move to the United States and excel in business, in school, beyond us. You know what I mean? Beyond black Americans that are born here. I thought that was very interesting.
That's a very good point. I think as far as the confidence portion of it, because I think even when we think about the slave trade, I think that was very important. But I think the stuff that happened right after was also as important too. So when we're talking about like just the creation of the police force, right, Jim Crow, those types of things, and I think when you get into those different levels, it wasn't the same thing as slavery, but it was very much in the same ballpark when you talk about the creation of the police force and how that integrates into our society now, the Jim Crow shit. So when you say the confidence thing, that makes a lot of sense because it's like there was things done at every step of the way from the ending of slavery all the way up until now where it was like, oh, this is to take the confidence, right? Then we go to the war on crime and the things like that. So I think all of those different pieces, like it's slavery and then it's all the other stuff too. It's two different weights that we're fighting. So it's like, to the confidence portion, I understand why we wouldn't have confidence because there's been an attack on our confidence. All of our leaders, our education, our knowledge, our thought leaders, you know what I'm saying?
It was actually in reverse. That affected our self-esteem. But
there you go.
Our confidence comes from the arrogance.
Yes, and the I'm sorry, I was saying it right. The self-esteem part and the confidence part, for me, the confidence is us prevailing all of that. That's what makes us confident because it's like we've had to face all of that and we've still been able to kind of be in the same realm. So we're looking at it like we're competing with hands behind our back and we're still able to put up points. You get what I'm saying? So we have a certain level of confidence, but the esteem, I feel like it's been broken down over the, all of these courses of things. So
There's two things to that I want to, because you guys brought up a great point. For me, I do agree again, like the slave trade, that is unique, that is obviously a very detrimental, challenging system that nobody can experience with.
So in the middle of your point, I know you're about to make a point.
Go ahead.
My question really was, how tied to y'all are the damages of the transatlantic slave trade? They took y'all. They took y'all people and just shipped them away. Just stole states of y'all, whole states. We're going to take New York. We're going to take D.C. We're going to take Maryland. We're going to ship them across and you're never going to see them again. Right? How tied are y'all to the damage of the transatlantic slave trade?
Good question.
That as the Black Americans are still tied to the damage of the right? And I think there's something there that we can do this, but I just don't think it's there.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm asking. Am I mistaken?
No. You're actually a good question, because I've never thought of it like that. I'll say the way that I think of it, honestly, is it goes to my second point that I was going to say. It's like, what do we do with this information that we've went through, that our people have went through, that history has taught us, that as we learn, like, that's crazy. If I saw a steel boot, that, like, it does take you back. Like, it's fascinating that you said that, but it's like, it's frightening at the same time. How do we take this information and be able to inspire and instill in the youth how to move forward, not with the lens of pain and blame, and almost like to brothers and sisters that don't look like us, growing up in a time that, okay, like, how do we not just apologize? Like, I don't personally enjoy that conversation either. Like, what is the correct way to go forward? But I do say, like, just to go back, because I remind, bro, the psyche, it is unique to African Americans. The psyche across globally on a Black person, it's still like, why do I have uncles that they come over here and around a white man they'll act a certain way, but then and it's what it is. And then, but so again, I agree with the effects globally. It's like, yeah, we like, if I go over there, they know all the raps, but now it's different. Like, it's everywhere. But there's still, the white man is still, you still act a certain way, which is a challenge. And so my thing, knowing all of this stuff, I'm curious to know what you guys think on how you move forward. Because again, for me, I like to look at things from a biblical lens. Bro, I don't wrestle against flesh and blood, because my own people didn't try to do stuff to me. One of my best friends growing up, African American, he's dead, crippin', dead, shot, killed by a Black man. Like, and so again, that's a totally different experience. But I'm saying, bro, there is a spirit behind every human being. And so there was a spirit that used to brutalize Black people under the guise of Christianity. That's a real challenge that we still have to face. There's a spirit that uses in Nigeria today under fetish gods and different things, brutalizing other Nigerians. There's a spirit under different, but what am I saying, bro? Look at something deeper. And,
I do look at it.
And I think my thing is, like, one last thing. My thing is, we only look at black, white, and it's a spirit. And so if we're able to see clearly, to know, like, bro, this is just a casing, okay, how do we have conversations based on love, like we said before, regardless on what package you came in?
No, I don't agree. I completely disagree, because we not in power. If I was in power, if we were in power, then maybe we could do it that way. But we're at war. They're at war with us. We not starting the war. It was 50 Cent said years ago, and I always bring up this point, you can't make peace with people who want war with you. You have to show them you're a threat first, and then you have to impact them. You
think all of them are at war?
I believe white supremacy is deeply ingrained in the culture. I think it's affecting first of all, I'm a father. I got 5 kids. I got to make sure they okay. The way I make sure they okay is establishing their community, their knowledge of themselves, and a community around them that will help raise them. Putting them in school, making sure that they get internships or whatever with other Black people, whether it's fraternity, sorority, whether it's just through whatever their majors are. They're going into spaces where people will help them move forward. Yeah. Right? We need that. They have that. Yeah. In this country, they have that. If all 4 of us went out right now and impacted 50 Black people in a positive way, took listen, this is the knowledge that I have. Take this, go. Take this, go. Take this, go. we would be out of that. But we spend so much time knocking ourselves down. Just like you said, yo, you know, by another black person.
Yeah.
That we was trained to do that. We was, bro, you might not understand, and this is what the problem is, not the problem, but the disconnect between the black experience and what I would like to say the West Indian experience, the African experience here, is that they programmed us to move a certain way. So what they teach y'all about us over here, they made sure that was a thing. They made sure that we didn't believe in each other and we crabs in the barrel and all of the hate shit between brown skin, light skin, black skin over here with us. We were just destroying. So now we got to take that same energy, change it around, and start being aggressively positive towards our communities. Our community specifically. I ain't got time for their community.
But what do you do when you engage with their communities? Because
I'm aggressively me. I'm aggressively me. You ask anybody, I work with mad white boys. I'm aggressively me. They need to respect that. It's not like I don't hate no white person. I hate racism. I hate white supremacy.
Yeah.
I tell them straight up, I'm a aggressive black motherfucker. I don't hate you unless you believe that you more superior than me, my wife, my kids, right? And you're going to impact the systems around me to make sure that that's a thing.
Yeah.
You can believe what you want. Stay in your fucking corner.
And I appreciate that, honestly, because I always say you teach people who you are loud. Like, you don't dumb down for anybody.
No, I'm buck, and I don't integrate like that. I don't. I'm building up my community, my nigga. It ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Unless it's a problem.
No, seriously.
Well, okay, my thing is, what happens when you lead with that, but I'm not even saying what that is because that could be subjective, but if you lead with this, and like, I think it's still based on our past. And so if we're able to learn and have conversations with people over time that shows us differently, that not everybody is like that, how do we honor the past and pour into our communities, but also know, like, bro, some of them, bro, they came up and they happened to be white. And so how do I build, I have no idea what it's like to be a father, but how do I build my children up to where they take what I'm saying off the pain and off the true life that I've been through and not hate white people? Because sometimes, bro, when I heard from people growing up, it's like, dang, should I look at these niggas? Like, but then I've had experiences on teams where I have to tell my best friend who's white, it's like, nigga, certain things, and I have to walk. I thought differently. Man, when I meet your family, and they show me differently. Not saying that's everybody, but I'm saying if I'm allowed to have these experiences over time, that should inform how I move.
But that's why I said I don't have no problem with white people, right? But when they see they mans is acting bugged out, and they step in front of you and say, yo, you ain't gonna talk to him like that.
Yeah.
Who the fuck you think you are? Right? And they walk with you as a brother, then we can be.
Yeah.
But they tend to hear it and laugh in certain circles or ignore it. Even if you don't laugh, ignore it. And then come be my bro. You can't be my bro if you think that's funny. If you don't see the effects of how I've been knocked down in this country and you've been lifted up, and then you want to be, we not bros, my nigga. You basically just tolerating me. Because you could go back to your world and I got to go back to the hood. I got to go back to this experience. When the police pull us over and they grilling me and you get you're drunk. And you show them your dad's card or whatever, and they let you go.
Yeah.
But my life as a basketball player is fucked up because I just caught that DUI because of the color of my skin.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's when y'all use y'all privilege to help, then we can talk about being bros. Until then, I got things to do. Me. Yo, that's the end of part 1 of this week's episode. Yo, where can people find you? We got a part 2 coming right now.
KingNo_ on Instagram, Mindbully Podcast on all platforms.
Yo, y'all good? Am I yelling too much? I feel like I'm hot. Should I change my shirt?
No,
no, you good.
It's corduroy.
You do need the fan back.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
It's the engineer.
Yeah, man.
He didn't even turn up the volume earlier. I don't know what the fuck. Yo, y'all already know. Go and listen to part 2 over on Patreon right now. We got a lot going on. I'm hiring an admin. Did y'all know I'm hiring an admin for the Patreon and the Discord? We're going to rebuild the No Shame game up. Trav showed back up. Trav's pulled up. I said, what the fuck? Oh, now I said I'm hiring an admin. Trav looked in like, oh, now you're hiring an admin. So shout out to the No Shame gang over there. Yeah, we got a lot going on. I'm excited about for what's to come. We will see y'all in a couple days. I might actually get on schedule again and like actually release the episodes on time. I don't know. That's a lot of pressure. No, so shameless. I'm about to say no shameless. That's truth to you, and I'm willing to.
No, because I think it's, again, this is why I go, it's spiritual, because I like to look at history. When you look at Hitler, Hitler, if you look at Mein Kampf, he thought he was bringing back the Roman Empire, who was brutalizing everybody that didn't look like them. That didn't. And so we see this over the time of history. So a white supremacist, you ain't doing nothing new. You're just doing what they did.
But they've always done that.
It's spiritual, yes.
That's not spiritual. That's fucking evil. Am I
Yes.
bugging, Trump? Yes.
Because there's evil spirits. Go ahead.
There's evil spirits. I get. Okay. You smoke.
You know, this is kind of circles back to how we started, like the difference between white and black people. I think there is an inherent difference, not just in the casing. Like, I can't really explain it, but like books like the Celestine Prophecy kind of touches on it with their lack of melanin. And so because of that, it's like they try to extract energy from us. So it's almost like, and this is obviously a generalization. There are some white folks that are allies and people that I consider true friends. But on a whole, like as a community and as the destruction that white folks have done to the world, the way that they move is different than the way melanated people move. You know what I mean? It's just history. And the reason behind it is probably somewhat tied to some of these theories. I don't know that for sure, but you know, I think there's something there.
I think it's way easier than this, bro. If we could talk about 400 years of slavery and the Black American experience here, if we can talk about the experience of people that have gone through slavery in your country, right? Imagine being on top since the beginning of all of this.
Yeah.
Since the Caucasus Mountains. Imagine leaving the Caucasus Mountains. Say, yo, them niggas got trees down there. Why are we up here in the fucking mountains? Fuck them niggas. They go down there, you take their shit, and then you build some shit over there, but they got buffalo running in the thing. Oh, but who the fuck is them? Them Irish niggas over there? Hey, fuck them niggas. We go get them shits over there. And that's who you have been your entire life. Your entire existence is the top of the food chain. There's just a different knowledge of self. It's just a different existence. Like, you know.
The Caucasians?
Yeah.
Oh, they were absolutely not at the top of the
So who
food
was?
chains until maybe 1400s.
So who was?
Europe. It was always people of color. It was like Asians and blacks. Like around those from Christ, from 0 BC to like the 1400s, it was a mixture of African,
lot of empires,
Chinese and Asian empires that ruled. Like white folks.
So then why don't the Asians do that then? Do they move like white people?
No, I don't think so.
But if they was at the top all this time, then what's the difference?
But I also think I think the movement also comes from the closeness that's tied to the religion that each race is kind of closely tied to, and I think the religion part of it, I think that also brought a lot of violence too, because they not only killed black people, they killed white people as well too. It was like a thing, like
yeah, right.
And it was like, all of those scientific people, when I forgot his name, but the guy that discovered that the universe didn't revolve around Earth, it revolved around the sun. Like when that first got presented, they killed a boatload of those people just because it didn't align up with what they had already had. You know what I'm saying? So if we already have something that we're trying to sell and you are coming talking about some science, respectfully, we about to get you out of here because you're not lining up with what we already had set up. But, like I said, because of other people was able to verify the information, they had to change course, and they kind of just had to be like, I mean, yeah, we killed mad people, but my bad, they was right, type shit. So that that's always been a part of the deck for them, I would say.
And I want to add, like, Europeans have rewrote history. They literally came in the 1200s, 1300s, burned spiritual cities in Middle East and Northern Africa, burned all the books, and literally rewrote history and acted like the Greeks and the Romans were responsible for all of the mathematics and science and law and order. You know what I mean? And as you could see in Egypt, they tried to destroy the
noses.
looks.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It's like whoever wins the war gets to control history.
Exactly.
And
Whoever wins the battle gets to control.
I think it goes to kind of what I think it's the cure to me is love. And when I say love,
I agree.
I'm going to ask you, what does love look like to someone that isn't black?
In what way?
Like, because, yeah, honestly, a love for, okay, better said, I believe love, God is love. He does not have love. God is love. Love is who he is. And so if love is a love without bounds, a love without condition, and so there's nothing that you can do to earn what I do for you. Love acts because of the love that one is. And so I say that to say, how do you have an unconditional love? Or just a question, how do you wrestle with that to somebody whose lineage have brutalized your people?
I can't have unconditional love. Not with them. I can't. You're asking me if I can love them unconditionally? No, I cannot. I will not. That's a choice and a feeling. It's an emotion. There's no way I can trust white people enough to love them unconditionally. You have to prove your love for me. You have to prove your alignment with me. You have to prove your alignment with my people for me to even think about loving you or liking you or tolerating you. That's a fact. I'm with whatever. Right? But I'm not just gonna and when I say whatever, that means love or hate. Because I'm willing to meet you in the middle of the field. You don't see what's going on in this country right now. They at war with us, my nigga. They dead ass, and we not even bothering them. We just trying to get through college. We literally just trying to get health care. It's regular people out here that's just trying to make it to okay. And you got these people looking like they want to be okay. Get them. What? I ain't got time for love. I don't even know how, and this is what I be talking about with black men. Why did we got time to be worried about loving them? We ain't even take, with all due respect, we got to spend more time on loving each other, especially black men. Especially black men. We got to spend more time on celebrating our skin, our people, ourselves, in order to be able to love our women and our children and build our communities. Fuck them. They the last thing on the list. Especially when I said, they attacking us, bro. Everything about us. And you, it's I don't want to say surprising, but as a dark, you're the darkest man in this room. To be saying, why can't we love, or how do we love them? That's something I just can't identify with.
Because I look at it like, how do you, I believe the way to love yourself is learning to love somebody that does not deserve your love. That is true love for yourself. Because I believe I don't deserve the love of God. I don't, bro. I've done some crazy stuff in my life. I've done some things that I wish I would take back, bro. But I've been able to receive a love that don't make sense. And so from that place of surrender and humility, bro, like it's a choice to love. I don't have to like you. Like, bro, I don't, nigga, and self-love is like, if you talk to me crazy, I'm going to handle it. That's self-love to myself. But when it comes to training myself to, I'm going to act in line with this person based on they're made in the image of God. That's all I need. That's all that I need to love them. That does not mean to yippee, but it means to see them with a person with dignity and give them a chance.
I understand that.
And so that, go ahead.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
more
see
godly.
that.
I think that's more like of Jesus and what he's speaking. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree with that. I think for me, I agree with some of what you said. I think that for me, I think as a black person, I think it's very important to not turn into the things that we hate, right? And I think we fall into that sometimes. And I think, to your point, right, those people that we were speaking about that are on the other side, it's like, damn, like, I don't want my dislike for them or how they move for that to turn me into them. So now I'm doing and moving like the people that I said that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? So I try to separate it. I don't have to go out my way, but I don't have to become you, right? I don't have to be hateful. I don't have to go out my way to, you know what I'm saying, do other shit, and I could just be okay.
Okay,
you know
question for you, because again, it's a huge problem. Again, white supremacy is one thing, but my thing is not becoming the thing that we hate. If that thing has been a through line throughout history, we talk about the Romans, and bro, if you study the Roman Empire, they used to brutalize. It's not in American white people. That thing is a spirit on how you try to brutalize a whole people group, get them out because they're, and like if you, there are the stories in the Bible about Pharaoh. If you have an Egyptian, they come up, hey, kill them all, get them out. Like that's something that stands the test of time. And so if you don't want to be like you hate, when I hear that, I'm like, good, that's evil. You don't want to be an evil person, but I don't attach a label to somebody's skin to it. That's kind of my position.
No, and I get that, and I think for me, everything goes back to being human. Like the color and where we from, that is like second and third. It's all about being human beings at the end of the day, because that's what we all are. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're other entities. We're human first. That's the first thing that we are as human, and then all the other stuff follows. So I think if you look at love from that perspective, it's easy to look at people that are not like you and, you know, be able to have some type of grace and dignity because you're looking from a human level. And when you start talking about major events and different things that pull us together, like, you know, when this shit is all over, we're not going to be arguing about who's black, who's white, who got money.
No.
You know, when the world is over, that shit goes out the window.
No.
It's going to be like, yo, are you us?
No.
Let
Go ahead.
me put a pause in this, right? Because I got an idea of where I'm going to take this, right? Hold on. But
a lot of people come to me like, my friends, how do I post? Bro, post your opinions. And then over time, when you realize the value and the responsibility you are to be accountable to the audience that you have, then it will train you as somebody of value, somebody that values, you know, growing and pouring into people, that, oh yeah, I got to change the way I communicate. But bro, like, people always will have something to say, you know? And so even for the people that's listening, that's them too. Like, they want to be able to express themselves freely and be wrong. All right, so don't you dare come out, open your mouth and say something that you know.
Put the Zoom back.
You can engage in conversation and have a different opinion. We don't have to agree, but we have to give ourselves the chance to have a platform to share our different ideas.
Facts.
That's cool. I didn't even see that.
all right. When, you know, I was listening to you all. I was listening to you guys. And obviously, before the show, I always come up with all of these different topics for us to talk about. I knew there was a bunch of men in the room, and I wanted to cater this conversation to the fact that all of us are different places in our lives, different culture, you know, different cultures. Trom and I are different. We both, I would say, I'm Black American. He's Jamaican American. He's North Carolina American.
I hate him.
But we all have different, we're at different places in our lives, right? A young man did this thing where he was, let me see if I can find these things, in the street, and he's asking these questions, and I think it leads to humanity. I just find it funny that we was talking about this. Let me find it and see. Here it goes.
I'd rather your girl be stuck in the woods with a random bear or a random man?
Random bear.
Why is that?
Because the bear ain't gonna f her.
Would you rather your girl be stuck in the woods with a random bear or a random man?
Bear.
Why do you say that, bro?
You don't know what the man's gonna do, man.
Would you rather your girl be stuck in the woods with a random bear or a random man?
Random bear. Like,
Random
man,
bear?
they do like unspeakable shit, bro. Like, you don't know what the f they could do.
Would you rather your girl be stuck in the woods with a random bear or a random man?
Nah, my bitch gonna have to die by that bear, gang.
By the bear? Why y'all say that?
Well, if my bitch die by a bear, then bear on some f. I don't know.
Bear just got to take her, bro. Would you rather your girl be stuck in the woods with a random bear or a random man?
I don't know. I think I'd take the man.
Why is that?
I don't know. Bear, you stand no chance. At least man, you can like refer back to humanity.
Would y'all rather your girl be stuck in the woods with a random bear or a random man?
A random man.
Why you say that?
I mean, a bear, she's gonna die, bro. I can only pray that a man get her there safely, bro.
You think he's gonna get back with the dude? I can't lie. He gonna die. Would y'all rather your girl be stuck in the woods with a random bear or a random man?
Random bear. Oh, the bear.
Why y'all pick bear?
The bear can do less things than that man.
We saw where that was going. It was a bunch. There's a bunch more. 90% of the men
So they want my girl to get killed by a bear.
would rather their women in the woods
crazy.
with a bear. What is that?
I think that says more about what they think about men than anything.
But he's talking about spirituality.
Yeah.
He's talking about how love, and when we don't even believe that generally about each other. And I think there was a white dude in there, right? For some reason, then the white dude was like, oh no, yeah, with the man.
Man.
Because he's like, why would you? Yeah, she's gonna get. He had no chance against a bear.
Let's think about our existence and why it is that the black men, especially the youth, because it sounded like it was a bunch of young guys, right? In their 20s at least, right? Would rather trust their girl around a fucking bear than another dude. What is that?
It's a consequence of a fallen humanity, I believe. Again, I'm not religious, I have a relationship with Christ, so my standpoint will always come from that foundation. And so if you look at Genesis 1:26, it says, let us make man in our own image and our own likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and the creeps that crawl on the ground. And so the mandate for man is the name of the species, not a gender. So woman, man was to have dominion, domination, authority over the earth. And so in Genesis 2, God says he looks at everything. He declared it good, 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 good. And he literally paused. And if I may say it like this, he had a problem. He didn't have a man to dominate and till the land. You have a man in the God in the earthly, in the heavenly realms is love. So love has to share itself for love to be love. So he creates man in the earthly realms. Man is the name of the spirit and of the species, not the gender, but man is a spirit. And he says, hey, I have everything that I've made and I declare it good. And I'm not going to cause rain to come down because I don't have a man to till and work the land. Guess what? I'm going to pick up some dirt and I'm going to breathe my life into dirt. Man became a living soul, the Bible says. So you have spirit made in Genesis 1. Then you have the dirt, the body part. Then you have his breath made the soul. Man is spirit, soul, and body. I am a spirit. I have a soul. What is that? Mind, will, emotions, motivations, intentions. I live in the casing of a body. And so God placed the man, Adam, into his presence and says, hey, bro, go to work. And then he said everything. He says, okay, let me put you down out of your rib. I'm going to make Eve and y'all going to go to work together. But one rule. You see that tree right there? Don't eat from it because the day you eat from it, you're dead. And so it's interesting for me. I always was like, okay, how come he said Adam is dead, but the biblical narrative says that Adam lived to 930 years? Like he did not die physically. How come? Question. Because when God says he's dead when he eats it, it means his spirit. Why? Because God knows himself. God says, I'm holy. And so the day that you declare independence from me by way of eating that apple, you're dead. You lose the breath that I've breathed into you. That's why if we look at the Bible, you see the whole Old Testament, the Holy Spirit will come upon like Samson. He'd do mighty works and then he'd leave. Why? Because you got a dirt suit. I don't do dirt suit. Only for what I have to do. Then I'm dipping. He went on David. David would do mighty works and then he'd leave. Interesting. Because after man fell in Genesis, he says, okay, you're dead, but I'm coming in a seed and the seed's going to crush the head. What is that? The authority of the snake, which was invested by Satan himself. I'm coming to crush that head. I'm coming in a seed. Translate, years later, you have the body, you have the man Jesus who came in a seed, born of woman, and he died. He rose to live. When he rose, I love the Bible, bro. When he rose.
I can tell, but you missed something.
No, I'm still going. When he rose, he went to the upper room because they was hiding from them, the people that just killed Christ. He breathed on them. He said, what? Receive ye the Holy Spirit. So the man that lost it to begin, okay, the next man, God himself, came in flesh to breathe his life into his own again so we can live again. What am I saying? This whole world is under a fallen state. That's why there's bad. That's why people have more faith in a freaking bear than a man. Knowing the man's flesh, our flesh, we want to do wrong. But thankfully, by way of his breath, his life, we have power. The Bible says we have power against those things. And so the work of a believer is to be able to surrender and to allow the work of Christ to do his work in our lives and outside of our lives. Go ahead.
I think you missed something in everything that you said. Genesis 1:26.
Yeah.
God made man, and he said he had dominion over the fish and the birds in the air. Right there, you taught tyranny. Because we would take that dominion and then turn it on each other. It becomes human nature.
Yep.
Right then and there, when you said, I am over you.
I would say tyranny. I actually agree. I would say tyranny happened when the fall happened, because everything that he called good, everything that we're supposed to, again, we're not supposed to dominate people. He said over the fish of the sea, which I agree. I don't think that's tyranny to say, hey, bro, like the earth, the animals and stuff, there's dominion.
But we're gonna teach. We're gonna learn from that. If evolution says that we learn from
not
that.
necessarily until the fall. Until the fall.
I can't say that.
Go ahead.
But you know that's where we are though.
Yes.
Regardless of anything, you know that these men, we question women that choose the bear. But when we're in a room with each other, we want them with the bear too.
And
you tell me why.
It's depravity. It's fallen man, and it's our own. We all fend for ourselves. We were not made for, like, we were made to connect with each other. We were made from love, to love. Literally, love himself. He didn't have to make this earth, but because he loves, he decided to make this earth. He decided to make us. And so because he decided to make us, we were supposed to be in connection, and we had a privilege. The Bible says it's a sacred privilege to be able to dominate and be a good steward of everything he's given me, my talents, this place, to have a conversation with people. That's your service to God, because that's what he's given you. But what happens is what man says is good, and when sin comes in the building, it turns it upside down. How come we're supposed to dominate the earth, but the things that we're supposed to dominate is dominating us? Oh, drugs dominating us. We can't get off the drugs. Can't get off the alcohol. Can't get off the pills. What we're supposed to have dominion over that he called good is dominating us. That's called a false reality, a false society by way of sin. And that's why you need the power of God himself to be able to outwork that, to be able to turn that. And that's why God came. That's why God gave his son to die. And I have these conversations because it's not a religious thing. Because again, I rejected the whole religion. No, let's look.
Religion?
Religious is religion in general is a practices that bind us to worship whoever we worship. So in that realm, no, like everybody does religious practices. If you want to break it down, it's just practices that bind you together. So every time you pray, every time you worship, that's a religious practice. But in terms of the cultural society term, religious, no, I'm not religious. I say Christianese, don't, nigga, I grew up in locker rooms where I grew up like that. So I don't like. And so that's why I had myself asking questions, grow up in the church, asking questions. But when I found the answers, and it's in the God man himself that came to die, to live, to place his spirit on the inside of me so I can live with a clarity. Like, for instance, this is totally unrelated, but 4 years abstinent. Not because I'm just strong, nigga. I'm handsome. I'm strong. Every time I get a pump, yeah, I feel that. But there's a design that God called me for. There's a calling on my life that I know, like, bro, I choose because of my love, not because of these rules, because of my love for Christ. I ain't gonna do something that he hate. And so that's the motivation. I always look at the lens of love, and love isn't just, what feels good to me, because nigga, this ain't. But love is a surrender. It's like I decide. I decide because of who you are and because of who you've been in my life and because of what this means. If the whole world looked at the lens of love, like the ultimate example, again, how come every religion respects Christ, but they have one disagreement? Is he God or not at his deity? That begs the question we should be having these conversations about, okay, let me look at this. Let me look at his life. Let me look at how he lives. What's the historical evidence? What's the archaeological evidence? What is the proofs, secular proof that said, he did die they did crucify him under Roman crucifixion. If all these questions have answers, why are we talking about other things? Because again, because
there's a reality we live with.
And there is, the reality is there's sin and there's Satan. Go ahead.
Yeah, we could say all of those things, but at the end of the day is my grandmother served the church for 85 years.
Yep.
When she died, they charged her to bury her. When she died, they charged her to rent the hall. When she died, the priest wouldn't show up without $350. So you could say all of that, but we still got to deal with today. We still got to deal with out here. And humans is fucking all that shit up. So I can believe in all the paint and the color and the spears and the spires of the church and all that other shit. It looks nice, stained glass and all that.
Yeah.
But it's humans in there. It's humans in there. And they ain't safe.
And
That's what we got to deal with every day.
I respect that because, bro, I feel I don't resonate with your exact experience, but my sister that last year, 33, died of acute leukemia, served in the church. We did her service in her church. And, bro, I was so pissed because, bro, that she went to a white church. They were just using her talent, not paying her. Like, so I resonate with the church hurt aspect of it. What my angle is.
Exactly.
Bro, that's people. That's not God.
All right, but we can believe in God, but we still got to deal with people.
Okay, my thing is there's a negative spiritual side behind people as well. And so, bro, when we have these conversations, we have to look at it from a side of there is an attack on all of our lives, regardless on what we look like. Mm-hmm. And that is by way of sin. That is by way of Satan himself. He comes to steal, kill, destroy. And he uses these beautiful conversations we will have with other people. Then you'll have a thought like, you'll have these suggestions that are outside of our own reality based on what people and culture. Again, the Bible says the prince of the power of the world, of the earth, is Satan. So the world system, culture, likes to take a beautiful conversation you might have with a white person and be like, well, they only did that. And then you'll start thinking, then you're like, nah, it was a good conversation with somebody. Like, and so I'm so big on knowledge of, bro, yes, history happens, but what happened before even that history happened? It's called sin that likes to take all this stuff and twist it to make us hate each other.
Bro. What do y'all want to say?
Yeah.
Nah,
I admire that passion because, bro,
I don't fuck with that. With all due respect,
yeah.
I don't fuck with that. White people is cool.
Yeah.
I don't have. If we going back to the white people thing, which I think that we got so much more to talk about. But if we going back to, I don't fuck with white person. How you doing? You good? Cool. Mm-hmm. No problem. It's when you're white supremacist. Or you are in pouring into racist institutions, racist systems that affect me and mine, where me as a black man, a father, a leader, the patriarch of this community, with all due respect to the matriarch, I got to step up and buck up. And I'm accepting that charge. Yeah. So I'm just aware. I'm not hating them. Yeah. I'm aware. That's it. Go ahead.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it, being aware. Like I said before, to me, like I said, it goes back to the human aspect of it. And there's just bad humans. There's good humans and there's bad humans. I think that's the easiest way to simplify it. Because once you start putting the other stuff on it, that's when it gets tricky. But like I said, it's white, black, don't matter. It's
I'm annoying, bro. I'd be like, what makes a bad, again, like.
So what makes a bad human?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a plethora of things.
And bad to what, again, go ahead.
I think obviously bad is subjective, but I think as humans, there's certain things that we have to be able to agree on universally, right? We have to be able to say, okay, these set of things are just bad across the board. It doesn't matter age, race, gender. It's just these things are bad. So I think when you're just talking about, like I said, obviously,
and I agree with that. That's why I believe it comes back to who is God, because how can one say this is good and without their foundational knowledge on who is God? And so that's kind of why I lead with that. It is not to be like all spooky, but it's like, okay, these common words, these phrases, that this ideal society that we see, where do we get that from? Like, right. Who is our foundation? Does that check out? Do the questions that we have, does it align with our experience? And so as we question ourselves on those, it informs us to how we see people.
I got a question. I'm going to change this whole shit up, right? Because I think we've been going in circles for 40 minutes. And I think there's a lot of value in this conversation. For one, me and this man differed on this podcast 3, 4 years, 5 years ago. We had a big thing on this podcast 5 years ago, and it was about COVID. He didn't want to take the jab. Am I right?
Yeah.
I called you irresponsible, right? It was basically us versus you, me and Daj. Am I right?
Yep.
That happened? You stood tall on that. Did you take the jab?
Yeah, I did.
You had to. Did you choose to or did
play.
you have to?
I had to play, yeah. I had to.
Did you want to?
I mean, I did. No, honestly, I didn't.
Did you believe in it?
Because, bro, I'm weird. I'm like him almost, like, bro, like, how do you... I had to. And so maybe I didn't have an informed opinion like you, but I didn't really want to, but I had to.
I don't know if I was... How could you be informed?
You did. If y'all had a class.
You're being processed. You're being programmed, right? We're being programmed through the information they sending us. He's like, I'm not dealing with the program. You're not gonna make me
Yeah.
when
yeah.
this doesn't. History doesn't support that this is healthy.
Yes. Yes.
I said the same thing.
And I agree
Did
with
you take
that.
the jab?
No, hell no.
I had to. Yeah.
No, I was never doing that. I had a conversation with I remember my mom, uncle, they both took it, and they, you know what I'm saying, they had to. And I think it's one of those things that you had to just decide for yourself, right? I think it was one of those things because, again, everybody wasn't going to do it. We've seen Kyrie Irving, right? We've seen different people just take a stand and be like, no. And me personally, I didn't take it because I just didn't believe in just the system. Because to me, what it showed me was this shit just came out and you have a cure for it in 9 months. But we've had certain things for years and years, and you've never gotten a cure for it. So is this a money thing? Is it like, I'm just looking at the whole shit just weird now because you're telling me that you can do this. You have the ability to do something, but you're choosing not to. So I'm just like, I'm good. Like,
Oh, we know that though. Big Pharma.
Well,
we
yeah, well,
know
I-
Big Pharma can figure shit out.
no, I'm saying we know it, but I think that was the first time that we got to see it.
Yeah.
We got to see it from inception of virus to distribution of vaccine, right? And you got to say, I'd have been sending money to St. Jude's for 30 years. Respectfully.
Oh my God.
I haven't seen, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just not understanding this. I'm just not understanding what's going on right now. So I'm going to opt out of this. That was just my personal opinion.
Trom,
Yeah.
have you been paying attention to the whole committee that's going on with Dr. Fauci being deposed?
Right. So I did watch some of it. I know he pled the fifth on everything. So I don't know what that means. I didn't watch it in real time, and I didn't get all the recaps. So I don't know.
I seen a little bit of
Yeah,
it.
bring me up to speed.
I'm not exactly sure why the COVID chronicles are happening right now, right? I don't know if it's just, do you know?
Yeah, basically, it goes back to the Trump basically relitigating the 2020 thing, basically. So all of that, because you know he felt like COVID was part of the reason that he lost the election. So basically, for him, proving that COVID was, what do you call it? A deep state operation. Fauci and China and all of the people that he's been saying that been against him, they're responsible for it. So it wasn't me; it was their fault why it happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's a thing right now, because you're asking yourself, why am I seeing Fauci? It's 2000. Why am I seeing Fauci right now? Because it's like, yo, all of the people that had something to do with that, we need, you know what I'm saying? We need to make y'all look bad. We trying to get y'all thrown in jail. Whatever we can do to make it seem like, yo, y'all stole the election and the COVID shit was y'all fault. It wasn't on me. I didn't. You know what I mean? That's why you're seeing this. That's why you're seeing all of the people get attacked. Do
y'all feel vindicated for not taking the jab? Do you?
I did take the jab.
You did.
Eventually, I was against it, and I ended up getting the least invasive jab, the Johnson & Johnson
The
one.
black one?
Right.
That's so
You know,
crazy.
out of
That's
advice.
so crazy. The
So-
Johnson & Johnson? That's just some,
And
some black names.
I'll tell you why. For one, and I said this on the podcast years ago, I took the jab
That's racist.
reluctantly because my oldest daughter wanted me to take it. And at the time, I wasn't seeing her often, and that was one of her
Stipulations.
So, you know, I did it for her, you know?
Damn.
Right? The irony. Then, as far as why I took the Johnson & Johnson, because at the time my doctor was like, he's a real natural healing doctor. He actually had some healing tea that helped ease the symptoms of COVID. He did a lot of studying in China, dealing with natural herbs and medicines and stuff. Real dope dude, real knowledgeable dude, and on some Dr. Sebi type shit. So I consulted with him about it. He was anti-vax. I spoke to him about my dilemma, like, listen, I don't want to do it, but if I was going to do it, what's your advice? And he was like, well, the Johnson & Johnson vax is more of the same type of nature of the vaccines that we've been taking all of our lives. It's the similar, so it's not something that just came about in 9 months. It's a similar type of
similar base they use.
vaccine, where the other shit is like some new studies that they're experimenting with DNA and genetic modification. Like, you know what I mean? it was a whole different type of thing. So that's why I did the Johnson & Johnson. Yeah.
I didn't even know all of them was different.
Yeah.
I just thought different companies was making this formula that they all agreed on. They was all different shit. They was just throwing baking soda and a little bit of cayenne pepper.
Yeah, I knew that they was different when you started looking at like the stocks of them and how their stocks move. You can tell like, okay, what's gonna be mainstream, what's being left, what has the, you know what I'm saying? You can tell it when you're looking at it from that perspective. So
I
get it.
Misinformation is crazy. Go on Facebook. I'm on Facebook now. Rel got me on Facebook.
Oh God,
I can't do it.
It's difficult because that's a weird group of people over there. You know, your FBA people is over there. Shout out to the FBA idiots. Shout out to them stupid motherfuckers.
Who are they?
The Foundational Black Americans. They're the Black MAGA.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, they want more. They believe that they have more
rights to reparations than
but they also are like kind of hateful towards the rest of the diaspora. I don't care if you got rights to reparations. I want you to have it. I don't see reason why we beefing over that. If you're, because I don't even see that coming. Like I don't even see that talk happening. But if you're using that to discriminate against other black people around you,
you turn into the shit that you hate.
You turn into shit that you hate. You're hating on people.
Yeah.
You're literally talking about like where they're from. Like you're back to calling people monkeys and all this other shit. Like literally, they bugging. They
FBA?
bugging.
That's
the
crazy.
FBA, Foundation of Black Americans. They literally.
That's crazy.
And I'm generalizing because if there's some good ones out there, I ain't seen y'all. Y'all all idiots. The whole bunch of y'all that's screaming FBA, y'all a bunch of fucking idiots. That's how I feel.
Jesus Christ.
So, and you could just clip that. It could be 14 seconds. I don't give a fuck.
No, that's peace.
I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Fuck them. But I just believe like we black people, black Nigerian, Ghana, fucking Trinidad, fucking, you know what I mean? Shit, Dominicans, like all of us black, brown, we need to stop this shit amongst each other.
Yeah.
We got the same ass real enemy. To me, he don't believe that. Don't listen to him.
I don't. You're right. I don't.
He don't give a fuck about all that.
And we can disagree. Yeah.
We could disagree. And you want to know why? I'm not even fully sold on my because in the did you know that there was such thing as a white Black Panther Party?
Nah.
There's a White Panther Party. Did y'all know that?
Nah.
Let me see.
They're like the Proud Boys, or
no? They was on our side.
oh, okay.
That's nuts.
But I know there was a lot of white people that was on our side.
Why?
I know you don't like to hear that, but
Yeah, I know that.
no, I mean just people in general. Like when I thought we talk about the black struggle, when you said that there were white people that were instrumental in people, they just get like weird. It's like
The White Panther Party was a radical, anti-racist, and anti-capitalist political collective founded in November 1968 in Ann Arbor, Michigan by John Sinclair Lenski, formed in response to Black Panther co-founder Huey P. Newton's call for white activists to organize anti-racist support groups. The counterculture organization combined revolutionary politics with rock music, psychedelic drug use, and cultural rebellion. They really had a group of white people that was trying to infiltrate to help us.
You know when you said about the people having to prove themselves. Trump, do you remember that movie? I think the name of it is Mississippi Burning, where the white people went down to Alabama to help the black people. It was like I think it was like a voting thing that they were doing, but they went down there to help them vote against it, and stand in protest with them, and talk about proving yourself. There's a famous story basically of 3 guys going. It was I think two white guys and a black guy. They were basically driving, trying to get the black guy out of town. They got caught by the Klan, and they all got killed, the white people included, because and they told them, they said, yo, if y'all come down here with them, y'all getting it too. And they said, yo, we know that, and we're coming anyway. And I think that's what you're talking about. The proof.
I fuck with that.
That's the shit that
You gonna die with me?
Yeah, and they was on it. They was like, yo, we're coming
We're
down.
gonna die first.
In droves.
We're gonna stand in front of you. They gotta kill us to get to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I love you. you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on, Richard. I'm with him. I'm with Dick. Sorry.
How does a white person prove their love in that way today?
Yesterday got stressed out. I'm not going back into this.
No, just a question.
What's up with you?
Just a question. Cause honestly, I do love your passion. Just the other side of that. How does a white person prove their love today to be like, oh, this
To black people?
Yeah.
Can I answer you?
Because that's.
I think you have to stand up and show up when you have something to risk. Like when you're standing up, when you don't have anything to risk.
Beautiful.
It's like it's cool, you know. It's like, all right, salute. But it, like to Tyler's point, it only really matters if we can feel like, yo, you risk something to be here.
Something to risk. I
I
like
like
that.
that.
Sean, what you got?
Nah, I agree with that. Like when it's inconvenient for you, what stance are you gonna take? You know what I mean? And Norense, I understand your perspective about loving all humans. I do love all humans, but there's levels to the shit, man. You know what I mean?
Nah, I hate most.
I
of
love
y'all.
us a little bit more.
I hate most humans
Why?
because the earth is mad beautiful without us.
That's not true.
We fucked this shit up, bro.
Yo, you know we messed the earth up in the last 60 years more than we did in the millions that it's been here.
We fuck. You don't think
It
so?
is getting worse. I would agree
Look
with that.
at you wake up in the
That's a
morning and listen to the birds, and they just flying around. You look in the ocean and they just jumping
Yo,
and
do
just
you know-
chilling.
do you
And
know
here
how
we come
bad
with our
we gotta be?
barges, dumping oil.
Yo, you know how bad we have to be as a species? Like I said, you heard what I said? The last 60, 70 years, we've done more damage to the earth than the whole time it's been in existence.
Crazy.
That says more about us as humans than it say about any other thing that was here before us, after. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got more toys to mess with it.
That's the.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to Tyler's point, it's like he said, this shit was so beautiful. But like I said, when you talk about all of the pollution, the dumping, the fires, all the stuff that we do to contribute as humans to the destruction of this.
Right.
Bro, other animal, I don't know. There are animals out there that just kill to kill though. There are animals out there that just be like, nah, fuck that nigga. And kill a nigga and just keep it pushing. Most animals kill for food. But you got your random animals that be like,
But I don't think we have any animal that actually kills the earth.
fuck that.
But I think
Fuck nigga.
where the why is, hey, we want that money, so we're willing to do whatever it takes to get the money.
Right.
But it has to do with the human condition again. I know we don't like to talk about that.
It's
but
also men. It's also men. Women ain't just out here just killing for fun.
bro,
For
they
fun?
do it in different ways.
In what ways?
Oh shit.
What?
Oh.
What does that say?
Honey on your tongue and the 366 days of intimacy?
That's the way it happened.
They kill you through some pussy?
I'm curious to know what you guys think, because this is a conversation I had with some of my friends.
Uh-oh.
The power dynamics in the world. I think it's women, bro.
Is women what?
Power. Like, okay, let's say, I used to coin it like this: men have positional power, women have influential power.
Always
And
have.
so that's the power that rules everything, influence. And so when you have a conversation about like why we do the things that we do, I'm curious to know what you guys think, but
No, speak on it. Say it.
no,
Don't be. This is so shameless. You come over here to make crazy ass statements.
No, I'm
say it.
And
You
again,
think women influence men to do evil shit? That's what you're saying.
not to do evil, but I think a lot of our motivation, it tends to be from sex, tends to be from women.
Facts.
But then, like you said, it comes like, oh, I do some of this stuff to be so my boys can see, which is weird. It's just there's a combination of factors that it comes from a heart posture of I want greed, I want to take, I want. And so whatever that is, whether it's sex, whether it's in what we see, again, I take it to the Bible, the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. It kills every man. What I need with my eyes, oh, I want money, I want the flesh. Man, I got to get with that, or the pride of having a name and notoriety. This is what falls. That's what men fall to. And so there's a lot of factors in there, even as I talk it out. Women, again, that's one of the easier things that we can point to, but it goes to what's in our nature. Fallen flesh.
You said a lot just
Fallen
now.
flesh. Go
Did you
ahead.
just not realize that you started with women
Yeah, I thought it.
and the women's influence?
You said so shameless, so I could talk it through.
But you ended in our own inadequacies,
Yeah.
our own ego and pride, and the things that we do for power and dominance.
Yeah.
So you just knocked the women's influence off the board. because it became about us.
Yeah, I
and
mentioned
our domination over
Right.
women and our need to please women or to please our homeboys or to gain power.
Yeah.
That's men.
Yeah, talking it through, it's one of, again, women are a factor, but like you said, it is other
It's
factors.
men. It's power. It's greed. It's all of those things. It's ego. It's all of those things.
Women have those things too, is what I'm saying.
I do. But do they fucking destroy whole continents over it?
In a different way from the influence.
I'd like to hear it. How?
Influence. Bro, why do people, I just talked, I don't even want to go into that, but one of my best friends died. Why does that happen? Not saying it's a women, but like a woman was behind that. That's just one of my anecdotal experiences, but there's a plenty more to where, man, like everything's going well, y'all boys, and then you get with this girl who got with him and twisted. Now one of them's dead. That don't make sense. And so it's like, I don't even want to say the man and the woman thing. Again, I go to fallen flesh. And so when fallen flesh says, okay, I want that, I want control in some type of way. If women, by way of their own experience, they say, I can have control based on what I put out, that's how they're going to do it. If a men say, I can have control by my hand, my brute fist, and what I make, and I'm going to do it. And so there's different avenues to where they manifest themselves, but it comes back to fallen flesh.
No, I understand. Y'all anybody got anything?
Well, just to expand on that, like, I understand what you're saying. Kind of like indirectly, the woman is responsible there. But I just feel like inherently women aren't as violent. They're not going to be the ones pulling the trigger. And I don't think women are responsible, is what I'm saying.
But they're whisperers, is what he's saying. They're whisperers. They influence men in certain ways. And I do believe power is a thing, but women have to figure out how to get it. Because, again, you can't make peace with somebody that wants war with you. Men have been at war with women for years, keeping them under heel, keeping them without power. And so if they have now learned through whatever experiences, through the genetics that come from their mothers, their grandmothers, whatever, that you are not safe with them, and use your pussy the right way, or don't allow yourself to be used a certain way. And they find ways to now manipulate to get to where they got to get so that they don't need you or so they cannot be harmed by you. Is that an evil thing?
Yeah.
Is that not self-preservation?
It's an evil thing. And I'll say that from my experience, bro, when I was 6 to 8, I was sexually assaulted over and over and over and over again to women that I knew. Women in my family. And one can look at that and be like, okay, they were young. They didn't know. It happened to them probably at the hands of man. And we can blame the man and we can blame the women and I can blame both of them. Or one can look at the fallen flesh and be like, bro, it's unfortunate that happened to me, but I'm not going to allow either way. Because we can go, like, I personally, there was a point in my life where I got so mad every time sexually assault like was talked only from one lens of a man doing this to a woman. Like, bro, it happened to me at the hands of a woman, like before I could even know what that was. And it changed the way I looked at things and it changed the way I acted. Like, and so I'm saying all this to say, we all have our own unique things that make us see the way that we see. But if we're allowed to see past our casing, there is a real problem that makes us do these things. And so it's not in a man or a woman. I believe it's on the fallen nature of flesh and then the influences outside ourselves, which is, again, spiritual.
You keep saying fallen flesh.
Yeah.
I want to understand this more. What is it? Why do you keep saying that?
I keep saying fallen flesh because by way of what I kind of said earlier is when Adam chose to declare independence from God, he was supposed to rule in perfect unity with all creation. And so what he did was he literally gave Satan the authority over the earth. And so the serpent, the Bible says, to whomsoever you obey, you are servant to what you obey. And so Adam says, hey, by way of, again, Eve said, hey, we can eat from this. And Adam knew, like, bro, I was told by God himself not to do this. By way of saying, okay, I declare independence from you, God. I'm going to listen to this woman by way of the serpent. That's why the head, the serpent's authority, reigns and still reigns on this earth system. And God is a perfect gentleman. He's not going to say, okay, I'm going to change everything else. No, he's going to abide by the rules that he even set. So he has to come in a seed. He has to be flesh to be able to live a perfect life, surrender, to die, to rise. Why? The Bible says the life of the flesh is in the blood. So all flesh is all the life of the flesh is in the blood. So, okay, where is life located? Blood. So what happens when you have flesh, when you have blood that is contaminated? What happens when you have blood that is in the loins of Adam and Eve, which is dead flesh to God? Again, death is separation from God. What happens when you come through that line? I got to have blood with no contamination. The Bible says the wages of sin is death. And so why did God, the God-man himself, come through a virgin? Why is that a miraculous thing? Because there's no blood contamination. He came through a virgin and lived and died and rose so that we can have the opportunity to live free again. And so I always say that because, bro, like right now, the influences in the world, like we're talking about depravity from a different lens, it's true. Everything we're saying is very true. And my thing is we're highlighting different parts of humanity. Why don't we look at like behind that, bro? I'll say this. In Nigeria and the Western world, it's different. Like the spirit, in Nigeria, you'll see like spiritual things that don't make sense here. And people are like, oh, that's kind of crazy. No, you will see it with your own eyes. And so there's a different level of there's a different way that the spiritual world dominates in this Western society. And so I like seeing life for what it is. Oh, we are in a spiritual warfare, bro. And if we don't have the right tools, if we're not having the right conversations, we already lost. And we think, oh, the money, the power, we look at our own experiences. How come I want more when I have everything? If I look back, this is everything I ever wanted, but I want more, I want more, I want more, I want more. There's no peace. There's always stress. That's not fulfillment. That freedom, that peace. Like for me, I'm talking about my own experience. Everything I ever wanted, money, I talked about 3-story house, the girl, I felt nothing. How come? How come we look at billionaires, they have all the money and they take their lives? How come? How come? There's a spirit behind influencing those actions. And so when we have these conversations, the antidote, I believe, to the world's problems is Christ. You need that breath of life that man was literally designed to have, to be able to have dominion. The Bible says we were made for dominion, but you can't have dominion without his life in you. And so that's the charge that I have. Again, I tackle taboo topics because, we don't talk religion. Why not? We don't talk Christ. Why not? We can talk about everything else in society, but that's off limits. I respect your belief. Respecting my belief is actually understanding where I come from and actually engaging in that conversation, engaging in the hard things, because everybody doesn't want to talk about it. That's real. That's being a man. That's being a leader. What actually matters in life? What have you seen in life? And like, how do we attack this together, no matter what you look like?
Damn, nigga.
Yeah, he smoked
How you
that.
just stopped? You knew you was going to stop there?
Nah, that's
No.
crazy. I have one question, and this is not exactly related to what you said, but you said earlier that you've been abstinent for 4 years.
Yeah.
How has that helped you on your journey over these last 4 years?
Bro, it's there's a depth of spiritual growth that I have with Christ that I've never had before. Very clear on how I'm moving, not saying I have everything figured out, but I'm very clear on who I'm living life with. And bro, I've been able to touch a lot of lives and help a lot of people. And I do believe it's because of the focus and the surrender. God uses yielded vessels. He is no respecter of persons. He didn't make one man better than the next man. If you see a gift somebody else have, you have that as well in a different way. And so for me, what I've been able to do is be clear and love what he loves and hate what he hates, and be able to wrestle with the things that he wants me to clear up. I always say, I'm vulnerable and humble before you, Lord. Purify my desires. And as I've done that, bro, it's a clarity and it's a peace about, okay, what I want my future spouse to look like, but what legacy I want to leave. Again, I'm not here for myself. I've been through a lot of stuff. It'd be useless to be allowed to go through all of this. Like having a family member come from New York City, about to play for a Big 12 championship 2019, and tell him, hey, bro, I'm about to pick up your cousin from the airport, and have a cousin that goes to Texas Tech. I take them out to a bar. I leave because I have a workout in the morning, and they lose their life. And I'm sitting there like, bro, why am I here? Why am I alive? It should have been 3 for 3 if none of us leaves. I felt guilty. I felt those things. I've gone through all this. Why am I allowed to go through all this if I can't share it? If I can't share who got me through? If I can't share that, oh, we can laugh and talk about everything else that men talk about, but when you're behind closed doors in your room on the way home, you're thinking about everything you have to do for your family, everything your mom called your friend. Like, it's a lot of pressure, bro. And I'm telling you that there's freedom in being able to let go and breathe. And that breath is in Christ. And so when we have these conversations, I have friends that are Muslim. I have different friends from different perspectives, but I always challenge them. Okay, the Jesus in your book, how come it doesn't line with this book? How come in your book it says, hey, go back to those in the scripture if you have any questions? How come we don't have these conversations? If you find yourself getting frustrated or there's a vitriol after I say Jesus, why is that? We can talk about everything else, but when I say Jesus is God, why do you have such a... It's a question.
And my last thing, my fault, Tyler, I know you got a thing. Lastly, so you feel like you, in your future partner, you would want somebody to have the same reverence for the spirituality as you.
I want them to love Jesus Christ. I think there's a temptation to be like, oh, I want you to be on my way, bro. Like, you come to God dirty and he makes you clean. I don't matter what past you had. If you love the Lord Jesus Christ, what's happening? And that was a struggle for me. It's like, okay, I don't want her to be, you have the questions of, oh, how many, bro, it's childish and it's immature is what it is. So I have to grow up. It's like, oh, so you think the people that you've been with, that makes you better than the next? No. And so it's like, for me, if she loved the Lord Jesus Christ, what's happening? King No _ what's happening? 6'9" beautiful man that loves the Lord Jesus Christ, what's happening? But on an honest perspective, I think the residue of having sex before marriage, I really do believe this personally. It protects my memories. Now I'm so almost picky in this. Oh, she got to have this. But it's like, bro, like I wouldn't have even been aware to that realm if I didn't do, bro, everything else. And so
I get it. Yeah, see.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
I do. I had so much more. Do you like women?
Yeah, I love women.
I didn't ask you if you loved them. Yeah. I asked you if you like women.
Yes, I know that's a loaded question because they fucking irritate me. But yes, I do like them.
You're not. I'm not even gonna ask you.
More than men.
No, I'm not gonna ask you because I don't even know if you can't. You're not a real person when women come up.
Why not?
You will say what sounds good.
That's not true.
But so you like women?
Yes.
Okay.
I like women more than men.
Yeah. I mean, duh. I would think so. Oh. Okay. I see what you're saying. Right.
I'm talking about on a human level. I'm talking about like just the regular,
yeah,
just like I'd
women
rather hang out with a woman than a guy.
With women.
Platonically, yes, with women. Yes.
But that's a personal relationship. I'm talking about like socially. We just talking about what we hear, what they stand for, whatever. You like women more than you like men.
Yeah.
No?
I like women, love women.
I think you like white people more than you like women.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I just love, honestly,
I hate him, yo.
I love bringing the contrarian because I don't hear that talked about. Because again, I have a lot of good.
I have yet to hear you say one bad thing about white people and their experience with white people. But you have.
Have I said something bad about black people?
Women, I can tell that there's a thing. And like I said, our values come from trauma. You already said you were traumatized by women.
Yeah.
You've had negative experiences with women. I can imagine having a sister. 2 sisters, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? As a man, that's a jock. You're hanging out with white women. You got 2 black women that are asking you, what the fuck is up with you? I can imagine that because I don't have sisters. So I only have friends, right? So I haven't had the in the house relationship. Because when you know you can't go nowhere, they can talk to you however they want. They can be on your ass. You ain't going nowhere. You go in your room, I'm going to my room.
Nothing you do about it.
You know what I mean? You might fight your sisters. You might really have a physical fight. See?
Definitely did.
You have physical fights with your sisters that can influence how your experience with, like, you know, we have mommy wounds, right? We're talking about mommy wounds. Men will grow up not liking women because of their experience with their mother. So if this man, who I'm hearing things in this conversation, whether it's the trauma from young, having those sisters who said they didn't like. We got to think about what he was saying in this whole episode. Yo, you dealing with white women? What you dealing with? Oh, you got another white woman. Black women, who I said are more connected to the culture than black men. I can see him probably having an issue like, why y'all so...
No, and again, I think I mentioned the women thing, but I also mentioned the guys, like being able to see it from both perspectives. Like, okay, it happened at the hands of women, but it happened to them at the hands of men. And so it's like using both as an example of it's not either. There's a nature behind it. And so I look at it like that again. So of course I love black people. I love white people. I love all people, bro.
Love, not do you like.
I like, yeah.
Okay. I love women. I don't necessarily like women.
Why?
And you know, I think that it's. I think that when women come up with these statements, we immediately say, no, right? Like what does he call it? Social erotic. What's it called? Homoerotic relationships with your friends.
Okay, or women say that about guys.
When women say that about men, that you have a homoerotic relationship with your friends. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I like my friends. I love my friends. I love my male friends.
Yeah, but they're using it in a negative sense. They're basically saying that you love and care more for your male friends and will do more for your male friends than you will do for them. That's why women are saying it.
It's safer. It's safer.
That sounds funny, but I think when women hear that, they feel like, you know, like, yo, y'all niggas is gay or something like that.
It's safer. We have more real bonds with our male friends than what we can do for them.
Beautiful.
That part.
We just there with our male friends existing.
Wow.
I got a hole in the bottom of my shoe. He don't give a fuck. He laugh. He give me one of his shoes.
Beautifully said.
Yes, it's safer for me to exist with them. I don't feel as judged. I don't feel like I have to perform. I can just be.
And also to the safe portion of it, when you're dealing with somebody, women have the option to just walk away from you. Your friends, like your homeboys, you could be on the worst thing that you've ever did you could think of. They're going to be right there.
I screenshotted some shit and I'm supposed to go. I gotta go.
Yeah,
and I did not even mean to.
It's so true, though.
I did not mean to bring this up. It was just because of what we was talking about God and white people and women. I noticed that there was a thing. I thought there was a thing. I'm not. You said it's not. But the women thing came up, right? And I screenshotted this from a woman that posted this on the internet the other day. She said, after living with a man, I realized I was not built for a real committed relationship right now. Niggas like to be catered to too. And to be honest, at my age, I'd rather do makeup and take pictures for my IG. Bye.
That's real. That's a real conclusion.
But we can't
know.
So that's what I don't like. I don't like that we are so demonized for being us. Like, it's just a lot of energy women are putting out there.
You think women...
For us to learn them.
Men love more honestly than women? I saw an article that said that. And I kind of agree.
I think it's something there.
Obviously, it's subjective, but I kind of agree because quickly in my situation, I dated this girl. Long story short, I find this, okay, you're tall, you're attractive, you love God. I love the idea of you. There's no girl I've ever been with that didn't say, I love me. But like for me, did I think that she loved me? Did she see me? No, she didn't see me. She loved the idea of me. And I believe like love in society, women, you chase the idea of love. So it's almost baked in. And so I agree from the premise of like, bro, love, when a guy say he love you, he loves you. he really loves you. And so that's something that's interesting. I agree with.
I got a dip, man. Yeah. This is where I'm glad that we started, but damn, I wish we could have finished these thoughts that I'm having. Tron, what do you think about what I said real quick?
You know, back to my answer to that, when I said that women irritate me, I think the better word is frustrate. And I think that we frustrate each other because men and women are just so different. And some things are just hard to explain. And it's like, yo, we just are different. And to your point, Tahoe, we just feel safer amongst men. We get it. We get each other. We're simpler creatures. We don't overcomplicate things. And with women, it could be frustrating. And I'm sure they feel the same with us. But I also feel like that's the beauty of it. Like, that's the contrast. Like, we're attracted to the opposite. But that opposite is still the opposite, so we don't think the same. We don't process information the same. So we're going to have frustrating moments. So at the end of the day, I do like women, but they, it can be a frustrating balance and relationship.
You know why I don't like women? And this ain't about not loving women.
Yeah.
I love my lady. Most of my friends are ladies or women, right? Most of my long-lasting relationships are women. But what was I going to say? There was a clip that I wound up posting again on Facebook, right? And it was about my fiance crashing her car, and I gave her a mechanic that I knew would take care of her, that I knew wouldn't boost up the prices, that I knew wouldn't be like, oh, well, you got to do this too, or whatever. I have a real relationship with him.
Yeah.
And she went and listened to the insurance company and some other shit and wound up getting hit for like $15,000, of which we were responsible for $5,000. The insurance company suggested this other place, and still, when they overcharged, the insurance company complained to us. And I begged her, why are you going there? Why are you going there?
Yeah.
Right? And she wound up getting mad at me, by the way, at this whole situation, because I didn't press the dudes. I'm like, yo, we got a family. What I'm supposed to do?
Yeah.
You went to the people. I told you go to this other place. It's an illegal thing now. We can sue them or whatever, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So we had to come out of our pockets. We lost $5,000
Dang.
off of that.
That hurts.
Right? And the women in the room were like, well, you want to lead how you want to lead, not how we need you to lead.
I can't imagine his face. I can imagine his face.
I was stupefied. And in the comments, the women like, oh, they ate you up. And I'm like,
Salute. Yo.
I got to dip. Let's finish this conversation next week. I love y'all.
Love y'all.
My brother, please tell them again where to
Appreciate
find
it.
you.
Kingno_ on all
Yo,
platforms.
go to his platform.
Love.
Nothing but inspirational video.
Love.
Like, yo, literally, you could just scroll from one to the next, and this nigga's going in. He's yelling at us.
Yeah.
And he's not no white people on his page, by the way.
Mind Bully Podcast on all platforms. I love all people, even though whatever, I don't mind. But honestly, again, my message is to give you permission to be yourself and to have the real conversations. If one is rustling, struggling in a tough time, I know we're smiling, but there's some sinking in private. It's to have those conversations, is to know that the Lord Jesus Christ loves you. So,
Dope.
I really appreciate you. And sitting here, I know I'm an antagonist.
no, it's hilarious.
but
You're really good at what you do. It's cool. It's
Thank
dope.
you, my brother. Thank you. And I hope you know it's love for real. Love for real.
Yes, sir.
So Shameless Podcast yesterday, Tron.
sir.
Yesterday, could you lock this shit up?
I will.
I love you all. So Shameless, I'll be in there later to holla. And till next week. Peace.